Beej, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Greetings, you wonderful warriors of the broken sword. I'm Jonathan,
I'm Nick.
and we are the Goslings, a digital speakeasy of Christian authors, explorers of the esoterica, and general purveyors of buffoonery. And we are...
Free thinking Christian authors, by God.
That's right. AI free.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we are here once again for another Illuminati Afterparty, and we have a very special guest with us today
We do.
that we are really looking forward to introducing you guys to. We're going to have a lot of fun. Nick, take it away.
This episode of the Illuminati Afterparty on the Goslings is going to be quite exciting.
Yeah.
We are going to do our troll roast. We got a quiz coming up. We're going to be talking about the sound of freedom throughout the live stream.
Sure.
And we're going to be doing it with a very special guest. We've been trying to get our eldest brother, our big brother, the original Gosling.
Yes.
The OG.
The OG.
Oh my God. Where did you get that? Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, our the oldest Goss brother,
Put that, Jonathan Goss. Put that down.
law school graduate, bar passing, not here to give legal advice.
Grammy winning.
I was going to that next.
Don't
Grammy award winning audio
times.
engineer, 2-time Grammy award winning audio engineer, and a heck of a songwriter. Ladies and gentlemen, BJ Goss.
Give it up for
Hello.
BJ.
Yes, thank you.
There he is in the studio with us
Yes.
right
My
now.
pleasure. Glad you guys finally got some real brain power on this show.
I know.
We've been limping
I know.
along,
I know
man.
you've been trying. I
You know?
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I blame our lack of results on your unwillingness to come over here.
Yeah, this is ultimately
Help
your
us
fault.
out.
Yeah. Why don't you take some responsibility?
Yeah.
I'm the big brother. I don't have to take responsibility. I just have to hand it out.
Right. Yeah. Dispense authority. Yeah.
We are super excited that Beej, we call him Beej, the Beej.
The Beej.
He is with us here. And we got some people in the chat too. Chris Caps,
Yeah.
Kimberly. Hello, good evening. Pat Riot, Patriot, Dash Rendar. I see all those wonderful familiar names. Thank you guys. And for those of you not in the chat, I see you lurking. I see you lurking in there.
Mhm.
If you
I
would,
know you're there.
give us a shout out from where you're watching from tonight. That'd be really cool. And as you guys are doing that, want to do our toast.
Yes.
We'll start
let's do
as
the
always.
toast.
I will lead. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready, Beej?
I don't know what is it. I'm ready.
I say take up the broken sword of your father, and everyone else says, and strike down the darkness.
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
All right, he's ready to strike it down. Take up the broken sword of your father.
And strike down the
Strike
darkness.
down the darkness. Cheers.
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 Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee at 6 p.m. Always a wise decision.
Yes, so smart.
No
Jonathan.
sleep. I'm just gonna pull this up whenever BJ does something I don't like.
Dear Lord.
Where did you get
I
that?
look just like that too. I haven't changed a bit.
I mean, we really don't even have to have you here.
Hold it up
Yeah.
super close to the camera.
Where did you even get that?
It was in
It was sailor's outfit.
yeah, it was in like
Oh, the shoes.
Look
Yeah.
at the red. Wait a minute, red shoes.
it was in a file, like a bunch of pictures and stuff.
I
Of
think
just,
I saw that on Sound of Freedom somewhere.
I think this is the boy.
Is it?
Are
Is
you
that
are you the boy
Sound of
from
Freedom?
Sound of Freedom, Beach?
You know, I was.
Are you Teddy Bear?
Hey, listen, I'm one of God's children. I'm not for sale.
That's right.
I mean, he is now, but you know.
No. A little tight on
Wait, we're
cash.
paying him for this?
Well, no.
Oh,
What?
you know.
You're not?
Good night, folks.
Good night.
All right, you want to burn through our obligatories
Yeah,
here?
we're gonna do our obligatories real quick. Let's see.
One of our friends, Chris Caps, just called you the OG Goss, Beach.
Oh man, I like him already.
Chris is awesome. Yeah,
Chris.
is,
Yeah, baby.
he's a good dude.
Chris Caps is great.
Yeah, baby.
I will start with. Let's start with Kothon. Let me get the captions up here. Sorry, here we go. Get yourself a Kothon Spartan mug. Drink like a man, and go to ChericoPottery.com.
Sweet.
Check out these are the Kothon mug is what the Spartans drank out of, and this is a
Sweet.
replica of that. And the guy who handcrafts and hand paints these made this in collaboration with Stephen Pressfield.
Wow.
Yeah, these are fantastic. Go to ChericoPottery.com. Get yourself a Kothon mug. They're beautiful. They're durable.
This is the way.
This is the way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys have given me proper credit for being the one to turn you on to Gates of Fire.
I have
Yeah.
actually
Okay,
multiple
just making sure,
times.
just making sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nope.
you were the one that you read it first,
I read it first.
gave it to me. I read it, loved it. I'm like, Jonathan, dude, you're gonna love this. I gave it to Jonathan.
And I've been obsessed with Pressfield ever
Yeah.
since. It changed
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
I have given you major props for more or less being one of the inspirational factors behind Heavenly Realms because of that.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that.
Yes.
I appreciate
We're giving you the credit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Giving you the credit.
And I'm also
Very
keeping
nice.
this up here while I say it. So there's juxtaposition.
I was going to say something sarcastic, but then you put up there, so now I am going to say something sarcastic.
Good. Go.
So when Heavenly Realms finally sells something, I'll feel honored.
Sure. Yeah. You'll feel something.
Oh my God, with the statue, you're killing me, Jonathan.
I opened that. And after you
Way to
have,
open
you'll go ahead and hit the other
Absolutely.
the other sponsor. After you have finished downing your laconic libation, you can then take care of your manly pate of facial hair with JardaniJovanovic.com. Jardani Jovanovic hair and skincare products made by real men for real men. Or as I like to say, be as sexy as you are deadly. Give 007 a run for his money. Awaken your inner John Wick with Jardani Jovanovic.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
You think good?
Oh,
It's good.
man.
He
That
can
was
he can
good.
write copy. He can write copy big time.
You know,
He
Stephen
is, he
Pressfield.
is a great writer, but I don't want to give him too many compliments.
No,
He's
no.
my younger brother. You have to keep your younger brothers in place.
You do, yeah. Yep. Tell
But
me
y'all
about
are fantastic writers.
And while I don't think you're really feeding my. I don't think that was that like. Are you still being sarcastic?
it. It was a royal
Yeah,
we
it depends on
compliment.
how you take it.
That's how I'm taking it.
If you take it seriously, then it was sarcastic.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And if you guys have not yet, if you're watching this, we'd love it for you to subscribe.
Yes.
Take up the broken sword of your finger and strike down the subscribe button and smack the bell.
That's right.
Do
Hit
the
that bell.
things.
Smack that bell like it owes you money. Keep your YouTube pimp hand strong. Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bell? It's summertime. It's you know what? It's summertime. You need it. It's hot outside. You need to treat that bell a little bit better. You need to get a nice ice cube, and go Top Gun style. And just rub that ice cube on that bell's lower back.
Dear Lord, John.
Throw on your best aviators. Do a little take my breath away. Bum bum bum.
I thought this was
Bum,
PG.
bum, bum.
It's supposed to be.
Bum bum bum.
Wow. Okay.
Look, either one. You can choose,
And
I
if
never
you've
not wanted to be a bell. Ever.
and if you've already
He
done
prefers to be the beast.
if you've already done unspeakable things to the bell, and you still want to support the channel, you can hit the like button. That would be fantastic. Hit the
Smash
like button.
baby.
Hit it right now, and we will move on. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
baby.
that's what the AI hears every time you hit the like button on one of our videos.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, great,
Yeah. Okay.
Here they
Here we
go.
go.
yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep." And every time you leave a negative comment,
Mhm.
yep,
Yeah. Yeah. I think in honor of BJ, we're gonna throw this one out there.
go for it.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
You'll be hearing that more throughout the live stream, I'm sure.
Yep.
Very good. So we got a lot of cool things lined up. Want to jump into Sound of Freedom. I want to talk about Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, sure.
Real quick, though, before we do, I have a series of questions I'd like to ask BJ, just so folks in the chat can get to know our big brother a little better. These are kind of rapid fire.
Okay, that's great. I'm
And-
too old for rapid fire.
Oh, well, go as fast as you can. This is
Just don't take your beta blockers.
Oh,
You know what's funny? Like
Here we
every
go.
dude who's 45 and older who's gonna watch this gets that joke,
Here we
and no
go.
one under 45 understands that joke.
Oh my God, here we go. I sat here for 10 minutes and it's already there.
All right. So first question, BJ,
Okay.
and I'm going to put the camera on you here
Great,
and go through
fantastic.
these. Oh, you're going to love it.
Fantastic.
These
let's
are
see.
fun. We do these for all of our cool guests that we have on.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll like this. You'll
All
like.
right.
If you could relive any decade, which one would it be and why?
Any decade, probably. Oh, I don't know. Probably the 80s.
Yeah.
That's where I caused the most trouble, but I also was the most exciting.
Yeah.
That's where I fell in love with music.
Okay.
Chicago, Toto,
Oh yeah.
Lionel
Yeah.
Richie, music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not this, whatever this crap is they're playing these days.
I love that he
About,
said these days.
do this to my panties and all that crap. I'm talking about real music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Agreed.
Some
Great
Peter
answer.
Not
Tara.
biased. Yes.
David
All right.
Foster.
Yes. Oh,
Ooh.
Lord, yes.
You met David Foster.
I didn't
not
mean
too
it.
long
I sang with him. He played and I sang, but I was in the audience, like right next to the stage.
ago. Yeah.
So I didn't actually get to touch the master. But anyway, it was.
What about the hem of his garment?
I
Yeah.
would have done just about anything that wouldn't ruin my entire marriage. But no,
Would have had that security
was-
carry you out.
yeah.
We might have to bump up our rating to PG-13 here in a second.
You know what? Good. Good. I'm,
You know
You're-
what?
I know
That-
you're down for it.
Yeah.
It was a event bucket list, top
Yeah.
of the bucket list. I never thought it happened. And
Yeah.
my in-laws got me that for my birthday present. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it
You
was
Very
know
cool.
why?
pretty awesome.
Again, it is the legend.
David Foster. You know that quote? You know that quote? You know that movie reference?
Hit it again.
Do it again.
Again, it is the legend.
No.
Dune.
Oh,
Old
Dune.
school Dune.
old Dune.
Yeah.
Good Dune.
The
good
Ridge. The
Dune,
Ridge.
The Ridge Dune.
All right. Next question. What is the nicest? Well, that's a dumb question. Here we go. Who is your greatest hero, living or dead, and why?
Well, I'd say David Foster, but then we're getting redundant. I would probably say our dad. Probably our dad.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Our dad.
Cool. And I have to ask, why?
I have absolutely no idea, but it just seemed like something I should say in the presence of family.
It
That's
seems like
good. That's good.
a very politic answer.
You'll like this question, Beej. If you were forced to participate in the Olympics,
Oh, Lord.
which country would you compete for, and what would be your sport?
I would compete for China, and my sport would be dodging bullets.
Yes, that is fantastic. That's a winning answer right there.
Thank you.
Okay, if you were stranded on a desert island with only one book, Bible excluded,
Oh,
what book would you want?
well, no offense to Pressfield, but probably Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The
Like-
first
The
book.
first
The
one.
first one, yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad answer. All right.
Sorry, Steven.
This is a great one. You'll love this one. Let me see. Okay, yeah. If you were a Marvel character,
Oh, Lord.
how gay would you be?
How gay would I
Yeah.
be?
Yeah.
I won't do anything if I don't go all out. 150.
Or
Yeah.
all in.
Well, all in or all out. You know what I mean?
They don't call him Gambit for nothing. Gambit.
Oh, that's
The Gambit.
great.
The Gambit. Okay.
Yeah, that's
BJ would be like, instead of Gambit, people always get these words mixed up. He would be Gamut, which is like the full breadth of things. You know,
Oh, the
I run the
gamut.
gamut. So everybody would be like, "What? Someone call Gambit!" And instead of like Gambit showing up, BJ shows up. Gambit
I
is
think
here.
My superpower is that I can go forward and back as fast as possible.
Oh.
At the same time.
All right.
I'm fluctuation man.
Yeah.
I'm the oscillator.
So let me
You know what I mean? Oh, you kill me, bro.
All right, here, Beej.
Oh, yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
Tell us one of your favorite jokes.
Oh,
I know it's kind of an on the spot thing. Just any joke.
Any joke? What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
I know what.
Supplies.
You know what?
That's good. On the fly.
I was
That's
trying
pretty
to
good.
keep that PG. That's about the only PG joke I know.
That's
I know,
good.
I don't know
No,
any
that's
PG.
good.
That's a good one too, because that's a UHF callback.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
love UHF around here, so yeah, genius.
Very good. All right.
Good beat.
So, thank you for that. Now you guys have a better flavor of what of our brother
Oh,
here.
I'm sure they feel.
They're
so
starting to get the essence of who the Beej is. Let's talk now let's talk about Sound of Freedom.
Sure.
I saw it about 3 weeks ago. Mike Fisher, our sponsor, actually, for my anniversary, he actually sent me a ticket to take Rihanna to go see it. Yeah.
That's cool.
So super appreciative of that. I saw it. I was blown away. You saw it more recently. I think you watched it just yesterday.
We would last night.
You guys both went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've seen it twice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. It's a Christian film made by ostensibly a Christian company. Made with Christians in mind, viewers in mind, right? And, tell me, as far as quality goes, compared to other, production studios, what do you think of it, quality wise?
Quality wise, I thought it was pretty good, actually. I liked, of course, I loved, the actor, the main guy, but I loved his the sidekick. He was really good. I thought the acting was great.
Talking about Hispanic Paul Rudd.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of looked.
But
like
honestly, I thought the kid actors were just fantastic.
Weren't they great?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And they obviously shot it, in the same kind of, I guess, 16:9 or whatever they shoot now. It was all the same. It wasn't that, corny, whatever it is they shoot. A lot of Christian stuff in. Looks like a, sitcom kind of camera, whatever. I don't know that stuff, but I think it was shot very professionally and very, very well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Now, were you aware that the trafficking issue was as big as what they're claiming?
Well, that's a good question. I tell you what I wasn't aware of. I wasn't aware that it was as big in America as they said.
That was surprising.
I mean, obviously, it's big and no one should think different, but I didn't realize that America is one of the top countries that deal in child trafficking. And I have to say, I know it was a Christian film, it was made for Christians, but when I came out of that movie, I just thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, other than I don't want to spoil it, but other than him saying, God's children aren't for sale, I didn't really see how it could be so offensive. I mean, it was just a really good movie with a really good plot.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other movies like Man on Fire with Denzel Washington, about child trafficking, and that was sad and terrible. And that's a great movie. This was a great movie too. So I don't really understand maybe I don't want to understand, but I don't understand what all the hubbub about it was. Just a great movie.
Yeah,
it's just a fantastic.
Well, Jonathan, talk about why you think this movie was so offensive to people.
I think it, and I was actually talking to Jesse about this today. It very lightly scratches the dusting on the top of the iceberg.
And you're talking Jesse Zabater.
Yeah, Jesse Zabater. It touches on the iceberg that is this corruption that we have seen with, Epstein Island, Pizzagate, the adrenochrome, all of these things that, are conspiratorial in nature.
True.
And they're so much more multi-dimensional than that. Jesse and I were talking about, she was telling me how there are some really wild things that they do on those islands that are way beyond just what you see in the Sound of Freedom. I mean, that is one sliver of the horror show that is, so much stuff that goes on. And so it's Epstein Island has been this big controversial thing between the people and the government, because the government is all, they're so complicit. It's cancerous rot. And so anything that echoes that or harkens to that or clues people into that is automatically verboten. I mean, this movie was done in 2018 by Fox. And then when Disney bought that division of Fox, they buried the movie for 5 years. Why?
Yeah,
because
that's a good point.
And where there's smoke, there's fire. Whatever you can't talk about, whatever people don't want you to talk about is the one thing you should be talking about. And you're over the target when you're catching flack. So for me, I look at the Sound of Freedom is dude, it is a movie that 20 years ago would have been on TBS on Saturday afternoon. There's no sex in it. There's no nudity. There's hardly any violence. I mean, it's nothing compared to the things that come on cable TV.
Yeah, it's true.
You know? And
But you come out of that movie, seething and angry.
I did. Yeah,
because you know that a lot
Yeah.
of this is real. This stuff is really happening.
Yeah, it is really
Yeah.
Dude, the best part of that movie for me, Beej, I don't know if you felt the same about this. Nick and I have already talked about it a little bit. At the end, when they put the text on there about Tim Ballard's raid, and then all the words fade to black except for the raid, the 2 words, the raid, and then they show the actual footage of the raid. Like, that was really powerful.
Yeah,
to me.
that was powerful. And that, it was also powerful the part where where they're showing the real live scenes of the kids being taken.
Yeah.
The real
Yeah,
footage.
At
Oh
the
my
beginning,
God.
at the credits.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
That
the
was-
CCTV of
I
people
was like-
stealing infants.
Yeah.
what is happening now? What else am I going to see in this?
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and the Tim Ballard interview, it was Tim Ballard and Jim Caviezel being interviewed by, I think it was Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
And Tim Ballard was saying that, there's no doubt that these children are being taken for 3 reasons. One is sex trafficking.
Mhm.
One is for adrenochrome.
Yep.
And the other is for organ harvesting.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Jeez. What's our nation become, man?
Yeah. I know.
Or
And
what are we
that's,
seeing that has become, I guess?
and that's like one of the big questions is, how long has this been going on? Has
Yeah.
this been going on decades, centuries, millennia? Is this a Moloch issue?
There's no doubt. This is a Garden of Eden issue as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this shows you just how far humanity can fall,
Yeah.
how depraved we can actually be.
And it gets people talking about that. And I think there's nothing in the movie that is explicitly controversial, damaging, even to the elites or conspiratorial. But it's like the perfect primer for normies to start asking those questions of like, wait a second,
Mhm.
what about this trafficking thing? What about all these elite, billionaires who get to do this? What about this island? What about I think that's why they buried that movie, because it would get people who are not in that esoterica world, who just have normal lives
Mhm.
to start asking questions, because those are questions that once you start down that path, man, ain't no coming back from it.
And I think it was interesting how like everything else, when something comes out and it draws a particular audience, there's this polarization that happens, this
Yeah.
political polarization, even though that wasn't the purpose of the film. And
Right.
the audience that was going to see it didn't see it as a polarizing issue. They were actually thinking, this affects all of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the far left, of course, had to turn it into a polarizing issue.
Oh, of course, because
And
they're
so-
writing reviews praising cuties. you
yeah.
know?
Oh, absolutely.
But then they're going to
But-
write movies. They're going to
Well,
write
it-
reviews
it
of this
puts
that
them-
says dads with brainworms.
It puts them in a really interesting position now, because now they're in a way indirectly having to defend sex trafficking,
right. Yeah.
just because they have to polarize things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're the thing they're using that makes their accusation stick the most is that they say that it's Q adjacent.
Mhm.
They're not saying it was a Q conspiracy and now we have a movie about it and people who go to it follow Q.
Right.
I think they're just saying it's Q adjacent. So there's no real evidence to connect the two, but they're just saying that and putting it out there, and that's in mainstream media. Oh, it's a Q adjacent film.
It's the same sort of political poisoning of the well that happens when someone calls you a racist.
Yeah.
It's like the conversation's over at that point.
Yeah.
You've been socially assassinated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking when a child is trafficked, they don't check to see if it's
Q adjacent.
Q adjacent. Like they're not like,
Right.
hey kid, is your dad a conservative or liberal? know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have the voting records of your parents?
Yeah.
We just want to know before we kidnap you.
Insane.
You know.
And I heard on the radio the other day too that all statistics are basically made up, but I heard this statistic, so this isn't my statistic,
95% of all statistics are made up,
including this one.
including this.
But on this talk show, I was listening to a talk show on the way home, and the guest was talking about Sound of Freedom, and he said 85% of the children trafficked in the U.S. for U.S. children.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things that surprised me the most.
Yeah.
When you're a parent, you've got kids, I've got kids, I got grandkids. There's probably no worse fear that exists, I don't think, for any parent than turning around and your child not being there.
Yeah.
Nothing worse.
And you see that, like that guy in that movie, the dad,
Yeah.
and
The panic.
the panic.
Mhm.
The sickening feeling.
Yeah, as a parent watching that, what it feels like at the very beginning of that.
Yeah.
But luckily, those of us who are in the good part of that statistic find the kid, and they were over by the getting an ice cream cone, you end up finding him or whatever.
Mhm.
But what that stomach dropping, world stopping feeling
Dread.
is like, and to think that in America that happens so many times to so many parents, I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
Same.
Yeah. Master Builder makes a good point. He says, without Q, there would be no great awakening. And that's the thing about like when they call it Q adjacent and they try to like assassinate its character by calling it Q adjacent. It's like, here's the thing. Q is right about all of like the dirty laundry airing that it does. All that stuff that it's talking about, with like the trafficking and the adrenochrome and the satanic ritual abuse and all that stuff. It's not wrong or lying. Where Q derails into theosophical Christ consciousness, Luciferianism, is when it starts talking about General Flynn and Trump being the saviors and appointed by Jesus, and there's that whole ascendant master sevenfold ray thing that they incorporate in, and that's where it goes off the rails.
Yeah, they go off the rails.
Then the plan. There's no plan. That's all. That's the copium. Or the hopium.
Yeah.
Is when they're like, oh, the 10 days of darkness and everybody's been hanged in Guantanamo Bay. I'm like, you know what? No, they haven't. Like, that's now. And I mean, I'm even one of those guys who like, I wouldn't be surprised if Biden's a clone, or Biden's a bunch of other dudes with masks. Because the earlobe thing is weird. And but I mean,
that was weird,
right? It's the same thing with Tom Hanks. And that was the thing that like the QAnon people were talking about. But when they start talking about how like the military's in control and Trump is playing 5D chess and he's gonna save America and save us all, that's where, like you were talking about last night, that's where I'm like, that is so Luciferian Hegelian dialectic. That's where I'm with you on, like, I could see Trump being the Antichrist if that were true.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and I
hope
like Trump.
I hope he's not, because I'd probably still vote for him right now.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's so bad out there.
yeah, he's got my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he's not, but he's probably going to get my vote.
If Trump, let's flush this out a little bit. So let's just say Donald John Trump is the Antichrist foretold in Revelation, the man of perdition, the beast
that rides.
Yes.
Let's just say that is the case, hypothetically.
Yeah,
and of
and
course
you were flying a plane.
No. There's going to be a mark. He's going to have a mark, and you have to take the mark.
Yeah.
What, BJ? What would the mark look like if Big Daddy T, President Orange Man, was the Antichrist? What would the mark of the beast look like?
What are you talking about? It has to be his brand.
Yeah, it's a golden T.
Yeah, it has to be the T.
Yeah,
The golden T.
It has to be the T.
Yeah.
It has to, or a picture of like a dollar with his face on it or something. I don't know. It's got to be the T.
Yeah.
It's got to be the T.
Back in 2020, there was this during the election. They had all these tents set up just in random places selling Trump paraphernalia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I
Shoot,
went and got myself a Trump, a Trump flag
Heck
and
yeah.
some other stuff. Among those little interesting fares, I purchased this stack of gold-plated money, like dollar bills that have his face
Oh, I
on them.
have one of
$1
those.
million bills. They're
Oh, I
like
have
shiny.
one. Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
You got some
I've
of
got
those?
one. Oh
You
no,
got
I
Trump
have-
money?
I couldn't resist. Are you kidding me? That's the currency of the new world, baby.
That's the currency revaluation. Everybody's buying up the dinar and the Vietnamese dong, thinking,
Yeah.
oh no, it's Trump dollars. That's where it
Pretty
is.
soon, that's what they're going to be using at all the gun shows.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's right. So you think Trump will ever go digital with his currency?
I don't. Trump digital with this currency.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he can't put a tweet on top of it when it's going through, I don't think he can do it. I don't think
That's a
Trump's gonna do
great
it.
point. Oh, that's a good point.
The only way
Yeah.
it would be digital is if like he had his voice embedded in the thing where every time you bought a share,
Oh, that's perfect.
you'd be like,
That is
it'd
perfect.
be funny.
Oh, that would be so good.
Just the best dollars. Yeah, Pat Riot said it would be the best mark of the beast ever.
Be the best, Mark. None better.
Frankly, this is
other
the
mark.
best mark. There are other marks, but this is the best one by far.
Other marks, not that great.
Yeah,
Not that great.
great.
Not that great.
Little shoddy. you know?
Everybody knows.
Yeah. We've got a great team. We've got a great team of fallen angels.
Master Builder
know?
says Trump is a patriot of the highest order, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
He is
I
absolutely.
do. I agree
yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
He's
Trump's,
Sure.
Trump. Yeah, for sure.
a great president.
We're just playing around. Don't be offended. We're just
No,
like playing with
Trump's-
hypothetical.
Trump's
Yeah, we're
man.
just joking.
Trump's man. He's
Yeah.
the Antichrist, but
Right.
he's also cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's right. Like, that's part of being the Antichrist is you got to be
You have
cool,
to be cool.
right?
Antichrist is supposed to be this great influencer.
Right.
I will say, just hypothetically, well, it's not hypothetical, but he does have his name on an Israeli coin along with Cyrus
Yeah.
that says, and he rebuilt the house of Jerusalem or something on it. And it's his name and it's Cyrus right behind him.
Really?
Yeah,
Cyrus
it's-
as in Cyrus the Great,
Yes.
or Billy Ray Cyrus?
No.
I just make sure.
Would they have
I'm
like
not sure.
competing mullets? Like Billy Ray Cyrus's mullet competes with Trump's hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
that
for
would be
who could
awesome.
have the better quaff.
By the way, I just have to say,
The Antichrist
Billy Ray
quaff.
Cyrus, I've met him.
He's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's the nicest guy
I've
I've
heard
that. Oh, yeah.
ever met.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
I've heard that. I've heard that about him.
Yeah.
He's
so
awesome.
cool.
You know who's also really nice is Vince Gill. I've met Vince
Really?
Gill a
No,
couple
I'm never,
times.
No
really, I
kidding.
never met
Yeah.
him.
You didn't tell me that.
Super
That's awesome.
friendly. Oh yeah, I didn't know it was him.
Oh wow.
I was pulling
Really?
security at the theater one time. It was like a half hour before this big benefit concert. This was like a
You
year.
had to frisk him, pull out his wallet.
Yeah, almost. And he
Is
came
that an
in.
acoustic guitar, or you just happen?
It's a 6-string drop D. Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, Jonathan, I love you, brother.
Oh God! No, God, please, no, 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 no!
Little Michael Scott for you.
Yeah.
So Vince Gill.
Yeah. So like I'm backstage at the theater, and it's about a half hour before the doors open, and the doors are unlocked, and backstage, and this tall guy comes in, and he's wearing a mask, and so I ask him like, "Hey man, can I help you with something?" "Oh yeah, I just need to get up to the green room." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Are you are you part of the crew, or do you mind me asking, who you are?" And he pulls his mask down. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Vince." I'm like, "Vince," because I
Okay.
never I don't care about any live music.
Yeah.
I do not care. I don't like live music. I don't pay to go to concerts. I hate concerts. I think it's not my jam. So I never care who is showing up to any of these things unless I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And no one told me that he was going to be there. And I've never paid attention to what the guy looks like in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that he's on a first name basis with himself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
cool. He wasn't like, I'm Vince Gill.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm Vince.
"Hey man, I'm Vince." Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's really cool.
Vince, Vince Gill. "Oh yeah, you can go right up, man."
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, he's been doing concerts at that theater, I think, longer than I've been pulling security there at
That's
the
great.
time. So
I think every
but he was
star-
really sweet. He
Every
was really
star
sweet.
needs that moment
Yeah.
where someone says,
Who are you?
"I don't
Yeah.
know who the frick you are,"
And I don't care. I'm also but he was super sweet. He was
They could
really nice.
all have that moment with me because I don't ever recognize anybody.
Mhm.
I live in the area where we see, these people are, ostensibly, they're everywhere. All these
Mhm.
people moving California, Hollywood stars,
Yeah.
country music stars. I don't recognize any of them.
Yeah.
I'm very culturally illiterate, so I could help them with that.
You know who used to come into? Yeah, you could. It could be an outreach for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's your 501c3.
Yeah, there you go.
Superstar Check Squad.
That's good. I like that.
Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. He used to come into Franklin Gun Shop all the time.
See, if he said I'm Dane Mustang, I'd be like,
right.
I wouldn't know who that is.
I don't know.
either,
I don't,
personally.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you can't hardly recognize him. Yeah, 'cause he's so much older now.
But if you said Megadeth,
Yeah.
so if you're a Megadeth fan though,
Right. Or a Metallica fan. Like
Right.
as a Metallica fan, Dave Mustaine was in Metallica in the early days.
okay,
So like I know, and I've always been a partial to Metallica over Megadeth, but like, I know who Dave Mustaine is.
yeah.
And so like when he would come in, and it took a couple times of him being in there before I realized who it was.
Mhm.
But it was always just really cool. And he was, again, like he didn't flaunt it,
Mhm.
like a lot of those guys, even Luke Bryan, who I couldn't care less about, but like even that guy, super cool.
Yeah,
you know,
it's cool.
basketball shorts, t-shirt,
You know any
baseball cap.
NASCAR guys? American Car says he's got a NASCAR story.
Oh, that's
I gotta
cool.
hear about that.
Oh, NASCAR.
Yeah, nice.
NASCAR.
You like
Yeah.
that? Do you do NASCAR, BJ? Do you follow it at all?
No,
Whole thing? I don't either.
nope. Don't know anything about
I
NASCAR.
wouldn't
except
recognize-
I love NASCAR, and I'm pretty sure I love the people that go to NASCAR.
Yo, for sure,
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
It is
100%.
Americana at
I don't
its
think I'd
finest.
recognize any of the drivers except. No, I wouldn't recognize. I'm trying to think of the guy with the black mustache.
Tom
Earl.
Petty.
No, he was number 3. What's his name?
Darrell Waltrip? No,
Not Darrell Waltrip. I don't know. I see.
somebody will probably know
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
But what another thing too on a smaller level is Dad was always nice with people
Yeah.
that he didn't know. That always came up to him and said, "Hey, I didn't know you're Larry Goss." And he
Yeah.
said one time he said someone came up to him and said, "Oh, you're and he said Larry Goss." But no, that's not it.
That's funny.
That's great. That's great.
No, you're right. Who am I? Yeah. Dale Earnhardt. Thank you, Chris.
Thank
Dale
you,
Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Hey,
you.
Patron
there
saint
it
of
is.
NASCAR.
Thank you.
There it is.
Chris Caps coming in to save me. Thank you.
There it is.
I got okay. So I have this quiz. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a break from the Sound of Freedom conversation. I got this quiz for
Well,
It's my turn to do a quiz.
Before we close, any final thoughts, BJ, on the Sound of
Oh yeah.
Freedom?
Cool.
I think that we as I say we, I'm not sure about the people watching, but I know for me, I don't have a lot of ways that I can, I guess, fight back or feel like I have a say in all this. But when I come, dollars talk, right? Money
Yeah.
talks.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like with the Bud Light thing. I don't know if I have to use code words, whatever.
No, not
Or
for
the-
that. You're
Bud
good.
Light.
Or
No.
the Target thing or whatever.
Yeah.
People speak with their money. And I
Yep.
think it would be a loud voice if people sent a lot of money
Yeah.
this way to these people. Buy a ticket, encourage other people to buy tickets,
Yeah.
that, or even just buy them out of the goodness of your heart and just give them away. Just, fight back with our pocketbooks, because
Yep.
that's the best way we can fight
Yep.
right now.
Yeah.
I
It
agree.
really. Yeah, it is.
And I would
You're
say
right.
too that like if you are like us and you're wanting to support that cause, you're
Mhm.
wanting to do something, you can portion off a part of your tithe and send it to one of these organizations that's actually working to
Absolutely.
rescue
Yeah.
children.
Absolutely.
You divert maybe one of your paychecks a month for the next 5 months or something. I mean, you can do something.
Yeah.
But there are organizations out there that are actually doing this work, including Tim Ballard's.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to not do anything.
Right.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
like we were talking with Gabe a couple weeks ago about Sound of Freedom,
Mhm.
and it's like I don't want to, when Christmas rolls around and I'm watching my kids unwrap Christmas presents, I don't want to have forgotten that
Right.
I went and saw Sound of Freedom, and there are kids that are still being trafficked and they're
Oh,
suffering,
Lord,
like it was
yes.
just some
Absolutely.
piece of sensational news
Yeah.
that I
The
got to be
fad.
all excited about for a while and
Mhm.
forget it when Christmas comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing. And I'll tell you, it's popular, man. I mean, it's got to be. I'm trying to remember how much it has made so far. I know it crested the $100 million mark, or the. I think that's right. I think it's like 140 something million
I'll look it up.
or
here.
150. It's been doing gangbusters, and it was funny. July 4th, when the movie came out, I was working downtown at the theater doing something, and a lady stopped me while I was out front, and she was an older lady,
Mhm.
and
The only kind that approach you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Sorry.
For good reason. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, how do you think I earn these clothes? You know? What else is there? And she first she asked for my number, and then never mind.
Oh, you were right. You were right on Sound of Freedom. So it
140
has
million.
148 million and
Come on.
change. 148 million. It's ahead of Mission in at the box office right now. It's still ahead of Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, pretty much
Wow.
everything except. Can you guess what the number one movie is right now?
Barbie.
Barbie's the number one movie.
Barbie. They
Yeah.
called me for the lead role in that, but my name's not Ken. That's the only reason.
Right. Yeah.
So,
You had to turn
other
it
than
down?
that, I was like perfect for it.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, you're gonna sub in that Ryan guy? Oh,
Whatever.
And then
Wow.
Amateur.
way to lowball it. Yeah.
Oppenheimer's number 2. Number 3 is Haunted Mansion. I don't even know what that's about. I guess that's a Disney movie. And
Yeah.
then Sound of Freedom still at number 4. And it's been out for, almost a month now.
That's amazing.
Isn't that
Because they're not
fantastic?
playing it at some really big theaters. They're not showing it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of theaters that aren't even showing
Big
it.
theaters.
Yeah.
Not showing it.
And they've tried to sabotage it a few times.
Yep.
You know, with there being like issues with the production in the movie theater. You know, and
Yep.
like they won't. Yeah. But that lady stopped me and she asked me if we were playing The Sound of Freedom at the theater. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Let me, because I had mentioned it to the executive director like a week before. I was like, dude, you got to get this movie.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Like this movie
mhm.
is going to do gangbusters, and
Yeah.
I'm on him. I think they're going to make it happen. It's just a logistical thing for them. But then I like peeked my head in the door. I was like, hey, I found the staff. I was like, hey, what movie are we playing? You know, and you know what their answer was? It's the most ironic thing in the world. Almost Famous,
Almost Famous.
which is
Wow.
like the movie where the chick like goes out to, you know, she goes on the road as a roadie groupie for the rock band, you know, because she's in love with the singer. So it's like the exact opposite of The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah, it's like, well, there you go, ma'am. You know, write a letter, write an email. You know,
Oh, this is
So.
a good movie.
yeah.
I wouldn't count on any action figures coming out. But other than that, I think there'll be a lot of ways to support it. You know,
action figures.
yeah, there probably won't be a lot of that.
Hey, you know what? You know who would be a great action figure? My favorite guy in the movie is
Vampiro.
that his name, Vampiro? With the
Yeah.
big Hawaiian shirt. And
Yeah.
the
Oh,
oh,
smoking
that's
cigar.
the sidekick. Yeah, that's awesome.
That
dude
guy
right
was
there. He was
fantastic.
awesome. He was
Yeah.
so cool.
Oh, with the speech.
I always like the fat guys in the movies that do really well.
Yeah.
I relate to them.
Same. Yeah.
I love this. When they're sitting at the table, just him and Tim,
Yeah.
and he's telling Tim why he started doing
Oh,
this.
that
Yeah,
story
was
is
a
so
great
Powerful,
Yeah, that was
powerful.
That's
moment.
arguably like the best scene in the movie.
I think so too.
You know,
I really
it's
think
my
so.
favorite. Having watched it twice, I think that's.
He just
maybe
has
my
that
favorite.
1,000-yard stare
Yeah.
as he's talking. Oh, so good.
Do you think he's afraid he was going to get canceled if he did that part?
I don't know. I don't know what else he's been in. Do you know what else? But you're good at that sort of thing. Have you seen him before?
I've seen him before, but I don't remember.
I don't know what else he's been in. I don't recognize him.
He was fantastic. And you know what? If he gets Hollywood canceled, there's there's a new generation of Christian film companies or, film companies gearing their product towards Christian audiences like Angel Studios, Believe Entertainment that made Nefarious. There are
Oh.
there are companies making Christian films or films for
Yeah.
Christians that could use someone like, hey, make Sound of Freedom, $148 million. It's been only been out for a month,
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of scratch.
Despite all the odds set against it, with them not playing them, playing the movie in a bunch of theaters,
Mhm.
and then like you want to talk about like the largest. I don't believe it. I think it's a psyop. I don't believe that the Barbie movie has made like almost $500 million.
350 or almost
400
300
million.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of family, I guess, friendly. I wouldn't say the Sound of Freedom is necessarily family friendly, but
But there were so many. But both times I've seen it. I mean, you were there last night, Beej.
Yeah.
There were tons of families there.
I know, and little kids there.
Yeah.
A guy walked in with his little kids, and I'm thinking, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
But I mean, if you think about it, like especially growing up, we saw 10 times worse stuff
Well,
on
that's true.
cable TV.
Yep.
On Saturday mornings.
That's
you know,
true.
and nowadays, if you let your kids, if you watch like TV, network TV, you know, in the evenings, like prime time. They're watching stuff that's way worse than that.
That's the truth.
Yeah, if your kids are old enough to watch a movie like that and ask questions like, what is going on? What are they doing with these kids? You have to be prepared to have a number of conversations beginning with the talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's
Well,
a
yeah.
lot of explaining. You get a lot of explaining to
There's
do.
a lot of
Our talk,
unpacking.
my talk would just be, don't ever go anywhere except stand by me.
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
all
go to your
times.
room.
Yeah.
Go to your room and stay there forever.
Yeah.
You know, there's this guy, I think his name's Campos. Is that his name? Campos?
Yeah.
In Nashville. He was an immigrant. He's here illegally.
Hmm.
And he was a soccer coach.
Of course.
And he just got
Big
busted
surprise.
for pedophilia, like molesting all these soccer players.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
sure.
Yeah, one of them was a 13-year-old girl that he met on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, he like went over to her house. She lived with her grandfather. He went over there, making a call,
Mm-hmm.
and her grandfather opened the door and he pulled a gun on the grandfather.
Oh,
Yeah, this happened just like 2 weeks ago.
Here in Nashville.
Grandfather wrestled him, got the gun away from him, held him at gunpoint till the cops arrived.
oh
Nice.
man.
In his own home, he could have done more.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
he could- I guarantee he could have done more.
So
Yeah.
hypothetically, like,
legal questions.
you know, I'm just saying you're more
Bar
versed-
none. Bar none with BJ Goss.
You know, you have way more familiarity with the law in Tennessee, just having graduated from law school and passed the bar and such. Like, what were that grandfather's rights?
Was it the grandfather's house?
It was the grandfather's house.
Well, it was in. Did it happen inside his house?
Don't know. I think it was like at the door.
Because if he crosses the threshold of your dwelling place,
Well, even if you open the door, if somebody's got a gun at you, if they're threatening you in a way that would cause serious bodily injury, or death, you have the right to defend yourself. He could have, well, he did the right thing, right, by not killing him.
Mhm.
But if he had wrestled away from him and shot him, he can use that force because that's what was given to him. However, hypothetically, I can't give legal advice, but if he wrestled him down and had control of him, then he's not the victim anymore.
right?
He's the aggressor and he has control of the situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's not in defense of himself anymore.
Yeah.
At that point, he couldn't have done anything else probably without getting in trouble.
It's a
Okay.
shame.
But if it was during the struggle and there was no, he was not the aggressor and he was still the victim and everything, yeah, he could blow a hole through that guy and we'd all went home happy.
And the
Yeah.
world would have been a better place.
And it would have saved us our tax dollars.
I mean,
True.
the right thing to do usually is to, take care of the problem.
Yeah, turn their head into Quinu.
Yeah, honestly, that is mercy. Mercy is a sign of the weak.
Well, speaking as a grandfather, I have one grandchild that means more to me
Yeah.
than
I know.
all three of my kids. Don't tell them I said that.
I hope they're not watching this.
If somebody did that, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think jail would be all that bad if it came to it.
Right? Yeah, dude. You'd
Man, my
be a
little
hero.
granddaughter,
You'd be a hero in
he
prison.
would not score. Let's just put it that way.
Yep.
Goal.
All right. I've got.
Yeah, the grandfather stood over him and went, goal. Go. That's what happens, Nashville. I tried warning you people. That's what happens when you build some soccer stadium to, appease a demographic that doesn't care anything about you and is just here to take advantage.
Yeah.
Because you keep the border insolvent because they're all dreamers.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Speaking of conspiracies, let me get to this quiz.
Okay.
All right.
All
Quiz.
right,
It's quiz time.
Quiz time.
I've
Okay.
been waiting for this.
Quiz time.
Okay.
All right. These are multiple choice questions. I'll ask you the question and then I'll give you each one has 3 possible answers.
No, this sounds a little
It's Luciferian.
Maybe. I'll let you go first and then I'll let BJ answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Question 1, Jonathan. Who secretly controls the world? Is it Who secretly controls the world? Is it A, reptilian humanoids?
It's
B,
going to be a hard quiz, I can tell.
you can tell because B is the Jews. And C
give
is
this to
there is no single group that controls the world, you idiot. Jonathan, you first.
Is there a right answer or is there just a me
It's whatever
answer?
you want it to be.
Okay, it's B, the Jews.
Okay. B, the Jews.
I knew you were going to say that.
What do you think?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, what do you think?
What was the last one?
C, there is
The
no
cop-out.
single group that controls the world, you idiot.
I think it's that one.
All right.
The
All right.
arrogant cop-out answer. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I
Okay,
think the-
okay, lawyer.
I
Okay,
mean-
lawyer talk.
You know, God controls things, but it's not in secret. So you can't say, I mean, I don't think it is.
Okay.
Because he says,
Think there could be multiple groups vying for control of the world?
oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that, the world order, I mean, we could go off on that, but
That's a great question.
So
I knew you'd
I'm
love that
so
question.
proud of you for
allowing that.
allowing
I
that
know.
to be part of the conversation.
It is my gift to you.
It truly is because I have not been really allowed to talk about that.
I know,
for
I know.
like 2 years now. so.
Question number two. Question number two. Charlie Vector 19er jabs.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The old pokey poke.
The jabs are A,
Gay.
effective.
Hey, Jonathan.
Mega
So-
gay.
You're so homo jab.
So
Where's Mark when we need him?
Oh, seriously.
the Charlie Vector 19er jabs are A, effective and save millions of lives.
Okay.
B, the leading cause of autism. Or C, tools of the elite used for mind control. Let's do BJ first on this one.
Oh, well, let's see. I don't know. I wouldn't know. Let's just put it that way. But I would say C. Isn't that terrible? I would have to say C.
That's more conspiratorial than I would anticipate.
It's mind
for you.
control in a different way.
How
You know,
so?
It's the mind control is, someone once said, if you want to take someone's constitutional freedoms away, the only way to guarantee that'll happen is to convince them to give it away for free.
Oh, that's so true.
And you can do that with fear of safety.
You can do that with
Absolutely.
People will give away their rights to
Yeah.
be safe.
Mm.
That's the only thing that'll do it. Anyway, so that's the kind of mind control I'm talking about. Sorry to
Yeah.
bust the groove of your
Yeah.
quiz, but that
No, that's great. That's great. What do you think?
I'm right there. I'm busting the groove right beside my bro.
I'm
we're
saying,
just groove busting.
Brothers
man.
don't shake hands. Brothers gotta.
so I think it's C and B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was B again? Tell me. Remind me.
Cause autism, but I don't think it's
Oh,
autism.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's those other conditions.
Well, the
that's
other
true,
ones,
too.
the other ones that they've been giving out to kids for the past 50 years have definitely contributed to, autism and Asperger's and ADHD.
I think so.
And all sorts of mental, disorders, and because of the way that the mercury doesn't process out and everything. And I think they killed the doctor who originally came out with that study.
they
The
did.
autism study, yes.
So again, where there's smoke, there's fire. What you can't talk about is the thing that is the only thing you should be talking about. But with the Charlie Vector jabs, I think there is some physiological control. I think there is, some biological control.
Yeah.
But at the very least, I mean, 100% that what you're talking about, Beej, of you can. It's a great litmus test for how passive and what a bunch of just soft lemmings and mice we are. We're just prey animals.
We
are
signaled to every government in the world they can move in concert and lock us all down and
Yeah,
make us
do
do
whatever
whatever
they
they want.
religious freedom. I don't know how many churches just close their doors.
Oh, they're folded like a deck of cheap
man,
cards.
it's I never thought, at my age, I never thought I would live to see the day where the government would tell a church it had to close its doors, and the church did it. My church didn't do it,
Yeah.
by the way. But,
Really?
Oh yeah.
No, that's cool.
No.
Good.
Yeah, and there were a lot of
That's
churches
impressive.
that said, "Okay, we'll do it," because they just wanted to play nice. They didn't do it because they were being told. They did it because they felt like they were being asked,
Mhm.
and so they did it just to play nice. And then they're like, "We're not doing this anymore. We're opening back up."
Well,
and
it's
those pastors got arrested because they were doing it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's just
That's rad.
amazing what people will do for safety.
Yeah.
They will give away
Mhm.
every right they have
Yep.
if they're made to believe that they were in trouble, that they're in fear of their
Yeah.
safety,
Mm.
they'll give it away.
Yeah.
And people were made to believe that.
Absolutely. And who was it? Was it Benjamin Franklin who made the quote, "Those who are willing to give up their liberty for safety will, have neither liberty nor safety, and will deserve neither."
Yes, that's
Yep, they
awesome.
deserve neither. That's
And,
right.
That's awesome.
And we were talking about it before the show with red flag laws here in Nashville, here in
Mhm.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the idea that our rhino governor would pass red flag laws is an infuriating violation.
Yep.
Of our constitutional rights. When it
He'll
comes to the
sign
Second
anything they put on his desk at this point because of
Yeah.
all the political pressure on him.
And for anyone who's interested,
God.
you should talk to the DA of Nashville about it, because word on the street is that the DA of Nashville has been negotiating with members of Antifa about what Antifa can get away with. So maybe you should look into that and make some phone calls.
Yeah, y'all keep your eye on Nashville next month in August because there's going to be a lot of protests going on.
And maybe you should also look into who your DA is meeting with.
They might want to stay north of Franklin, though, because try that in a small town.
Yeah.
Try that in
right.
a small town, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Dude, I love the narrative around that, because it is such a canary in the coal mine for who is like a brainlet NPC blue team. If you are not down for Jason Aldean's like try that in a small town, you're the same person who goes to see Barbie and you hate
Barbie
God.
loving,
Yeah.
godless.
Mhm. I just there's
I don't even like country music, and I thought that song was
I
excellent.
know there was a really funny like a Babylon Bee post
Yep.
that was like that was just showing this dude who was just like who's going like this. It's like conservatives are distraught that they now have to defend country music, or they have to defend Jason Aldean. Like, oh god, we got to defend Jason
Here we
Aldean.
go.
Oh, I hate being put in this position. Okay.
It's all about the team.
Yes.
All right. Question number 3.
Okay.
The Illuminati are, and we'll start with you this time. Illuminati are A, a small group of wealthy and powerful people who are controlling every detail of our day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
The Illuminati are B, a disturbing fantasy that entertains troubled individuals like ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Illuminati are C, a group of powerful reptilian humanoids who intend on enslaving and destroying humanity.
That's hard. That's a tough one. C, man. Ooh, that's a tough one.
What do you think, Jay?
I don't believe in reptilians, so I go with A.
You go with A?
Yeah.
Beej?
Read me B again.
B is a disturbing fantasy that entertains troubled individuals.
That's my wife, so she's not Illuminati. That
Okay.
I'm going to go with A.
Small group of wealthy and powerful people. Yeah, you and Jonathan. I'm with you guys on that one.
Gonna go
Yep.
A, yeah.
Yep. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4, the world banking system.
Uh-oh.
The world banking
Circling back
system
to it.
is.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, here we go. It's funny. This will probably be the one of all the nasty stuff we've talked about that could get us a strike. It's probably gonna
This will be the one.
banking system.
Are we about
Yeah.
to get yeeted?
Yeeted.
Yeah, are we about to get yeeted?
The world banking system is A, one more tool used by the Bilderberg Group to move the world towards a centralized government. Or B, is the world banking system based on the concept of lending money that doesn't exist and then charging interest on the principal. Or the banking system is C, a legitimate and complicated system that is not a conspiracy.
Those are all good answers in their own way.
You can mix and match.
What was B again?
B is the banking system is based on the concept of lending money that doesn't exist and then charging interest on the principal.
I would 100% go with B, but I think it's like a combination of A and B, in that like you do have a system that it is a functioning Babylonian usury lending debt system that is in play, but it is functioning.
Yeah, it's not backed by gold anymore.
No.
Oh,
So
no,
it could definitely be. I see definitely B.
Yep.
I'm with you, A and B. And G Taylor commented and said
Oh.
A and B as well.
Oh, nice.
Chris Caps warned us, don't unlock Sheol with these questions. No, that was great. That was great, Caps. What do you think, Beej? Banking system.
I absolutely believe, and maybe I'm just too old, but I've seen where the economy is going. You know, even in my own portfolio and everything, there's a world thing happening. They're going after America.
Yeah.
They can get America not to be main form of currency in the world, then it's open for business and we no longer have a say. And so
You think you're trying to tank the dollar?
oh, there's no doubt about it. There
Yeah.
is no doubt about it. If we don't get out of this, what we're in right now, they'll make it.
Yeah.
It might be inevitable, but you know, we need to get out of this quick.
Why do you think they're trying to tank the US dollar? And do you think it's the US dollar and the petrol dollar or just the US dollar?
I think primarily it's the US dollar because not only does it regulate the trade, but it also regulates domestic economy. And when you have a central currency, then you can do whatever. You can only do whatever they want you to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't like it, they can, just like in China, man, they can put any kind of a, equivalent value on it that they want to. And all of a sudden the people who are making a lot aren't making as much,
Yeah.
but they will always, the poor are gonna be the ones to suffer no matter what happens.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with that.
But it's a world thing. Anybody who doesn't think this is happening in the global fashion,
Yeah.
they're not looking.
Well, that's why they say we went after everybody we've gone after for the past 20 years or 30 years. That's why we went after Saddam, because he
Gaddafi.
wanted to get off it. Yeah, Gaddafi, because all of those guys wanted to get off of the petrodollar,
Yep.
and they wanted to, and that's also what's happening with Big Daddy Putin right now.
Mhm.
The hero of Western
I
civilization.
think the BRICS nations are working towards that.
Yeah.
Biden's not helping. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that. No, absolutely.
Yeah, Biden's so tapioca brained out. He doesn't know. You can say anything you want about him. He's not even.
And
not
the whole
paying
thing,
attention.
and the Fed is actually exploring this right now. They're actually exploring a central bank, a digital currency, digital currency.
They are.
So if they explore
End
that,
times, baby.
yeah, it's like the end times. Like you have the Fed Now program that they just rolled out, as that's their test. It's called the Fed Now. You go to fednow.org. And if successful, and we don't have some administration changes, by all legal recourse, of course, then there
Yes,
could be,
of course.
in 2 years' time, there could be a
Legal
central bank
recourse.
digital currency in the U.S., and then some global catastrophe, and the next thing you know, some global economic crisis, and the next thing you know, we have one currency worldwide that they can shut off if when at will, distribute it will. It's like it's like UBI, universal basic income. And
That's when, if that happens, man, batten down the hatches, because that is complete control right there. Complete control.
Well, and America is such a city on a hill. All of the globalist banking networks have basically funneled and redirected for probably the past 200 years, or at least the past 100, maybe 150 years, have redirected all of their wealth. I think it was after the war between the states when it really kicked off. They've redirected all of their energies into building up America as being this beacon on a hill, and this absolute apex of industry and innovation and technology, and this bastion. And so eventually that Francis Bacon New Atlantis has to be swallowed up by Leviathan, and I think we're getting to that time. I mean, you're watching clearly government funded, I don't know what the proper term, wet works isn't the proper term for them, but black ops is probably the best term, destroy farms, ranches, chicken, cattle,
Derailing trains.
dairy,
Yeah.
derailing trains.
Yeah.
I mean, this is clearly Mossad style, fifth columnist, Ashkenazi Marxist. This is like the
All
play.
right, Robert Kennedy.
Yeah. By the way, why is he like verboten?
Yeah.
Great question.
Why is he verboten? Because he's not saying anything. He's presenting the information. And if he's not wrong, then like maybe you got a bigger question you should be asking.
I think we're about to lose a lot of subscribers, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
Say it.
In the primaries,
Yeah.
I'm going to request the Democrat ticket
Yeah.
and vote for Kennedy against Biden.
Dude, you know
To get him
who
out.
would be an awesome
And then
team?
in the general, we'll see what happens.
I'm leaving. I can't be a part of this anymore.
We'll see. No, I'm just trying to,
Just kidding.
I'm just
No
trying
one
to shake up.
leaves.
I'm just trying to shake it up a little bit.
But so I don't know a whole lot about
So
RFK.
disappointed.
Poor BJ.
I think
Yeah.
BJ just unsubscribed from the channel.
Just kidding. He was never subbed anyways. He was like, "Oh, these are my bros." Gay.
I love it.
This is so.
How long was
just- So okay, how about this? I don't know a ton about RFK Jr. So I don't know if this is like a solid move or not. But what about like a partnership between him and Big Daddy T? Dude, you want to talk about two guys who hate the deep state and who understand the
Yeah,
systemic
sure.
issue of the deep state?
Sure.
Now, I don't know
I
enough
could go
about
for that.
RFK.
Would you be open to that?
Yeah, I'd
A
go
Trump
for that.
Kennedy ticket?
Yeah, why not?
Trump Kennedy 2024?
Yeah.
Dude, that would be. And it used to be that way. It used to be like, you would do the cross party. I think it was before the Civil War, before
Yeah,
the
yeah.
war between the states.
Yeah.
You do that cross
Well, they-
party pull in.
Yeah,
the
I mean they did
VP.
it. Yeah, I mean they've been doing that. Lincoln and Johnson.
That's right.
Yeah, Lincoln
Yeah.
Johnson.
One guy talks like a car salesman, the other guy talks like he's choking on cheesy fries.
Can you imagine the SNL skits?
Jay Reese has
They write
joined.
themselves,
Jay Reese is asking, "Oh my gosh, is that your brother?" Yes, Jay Reese. This is our big brother.
Yeah.
This is the oldest Gosling.
Yeah.
This is Beej.
Yep.
It's our big brother. We got him on. Finally, we got BJ on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a momentous day for the Goslings.
It took them 20 Trump dollar bills, 20 Trump silver bills,
Gold-plated bills.
Gold-plated
20
real
Cyrus
gold.
coins.
Yeah.
20 Billy Rays.
All right, I got 3 more conspiracy questions I want to get through, and then we got to
Awesome.
do our
Troll
Yeah,
roast.
we got to do
Oh,
the troll
yeah.
roast too.
Oh, guys, I know.
And you're gonna love the troll roast. I'm just gonna everyone stick around. You got something special for you. I
We
think
only
you're
need
gonna
to
like
keep them from escaping.
it. Question number 5. Here we go. Conspiracy quiz. Question number 5. Who was Oh, you're gonna love this.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna start with BJ this time
Okay.
because I want to see his eyes roll.
My eye. My
Yeah,
one eye,
You're right. You're right.
My one
Do
eye.
you think
roll.
they'll like googly eye roll in different,
All right.
Oh my
it
God.
shocks him so much it knocks both his eyes back. Kicked by a mule, eyes go cross. Fell down a well, eyes go back.
I don't know. Question 5. Who was responsible for the events of September 11th, 2001?
I saw something interesting on that not long ago. I forget what it was. Now, I'm not, this is one of those things where you say, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't, but I saw it was maybe you saw it, but it was an explosive artist guy who does explosives like in the stunt business or something.
Mhm.
And he said, if you look at the buildings right before they were fallen, and it had footage, said you will see a number of explosions, timed explosions. He said, what happened could not have brought that down like it did.
Like straight down.
The way it was brought down had to be a series of perfectly timed. And then if you watch the thing, I mean, it's right there. I wish I could tell you where to go to see it, but you can see it's starting to fall, and right below it, you see 2 windows. 2 windows.
I award you no
2 windows.
points.
And what?
Well, here are your
So
answers.
I accidentally hit that. Actually,
Here's your multiple
keep
choice.
talking because that
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me
I
give you your
didn't get my
multiple.
multiple choice.
Yeah, let me give you the multiple choice.
that's good.
Who's responsible for 9/11? A. Al Qaeda, a dangerous terrorist organization.
Mm,
B. The global elite.
mm.
Or C. the U.S. government in hopes of starting a war in the Middle East for the purpose of taking oil? By the way, I didn't write these answers. These came with the quiz.
Oh, okay.
What was number one?
Al-Qaeda.
I wouldn't Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Wouldn't Al Qaeda. I think it's probably a mixture of B and C. I'm not so sure the reason in C, just for the oil, maybe, but I think it's probably a mixture between B and C.
Okay. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah. What was
Who is responsible for 9/11? Al-Qaeda or the global elite or the U.S. government?
Yeah, B and C are basically the
B
same
and C.
thing in a way. Like C is a C is kind of an offshoot of B.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of money that went missing.
Mhm.
There was an insurance claim that was, or an insurance policy that was taken out on that building. Nothing about that event makes any sense.
Yeah.
It all totally falls apart. And I don't know if it was for oil necessarily, as much as it was just as an excuse to destabilize someone who didn't want to be on the petrodollar anymore.
Could be.
But whatever it was, I think it is the ultimately the deep state and the globalist bankers.
Yeah, I'm a C guy. I think it was C personally.
Yeah.
For Masonic reasons and all the stuff that they're trying to.
There's
bring
a
into the world.
ritualistic aspect.
Yeah,
to it, I think
yeah.
Also,
I just read Thomas Horn's book, Zeitgeist 2025.
yeah,
He talks about this in the end of the book.
really.
Yeah, about the Masonic agenda, and it was really compelling. It was pretty good. But anyway, that's where my head is right now. That's the most recent thing I've read, so that's what's most familiar. And I'm like, no, that makes sense.
There probably is a lot of truth to that, as far as the occult, esoteric tie-in to September 11th, because there have been a lot of conversations over the past several years about September 11th being Jesus's actual birthday.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
didn't
going to
know
talk to
that.
Jesse about
Yeah.
it in September.
Man, I got a religion degree and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you listen to Rob Skiba. Rob Skiba does a presentation on that about
Interesting.
this, and and the reason they land on that date is because of the Revelation 12
Okay.
and the sign that appeared in the heavens actually happened on like September 11th. Like, what is it, 3 BC?
Yeah.
The only time that could have happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really interesting. I'm obviously butchering it. I'm not articulating what he said, but it was pretty interesting. Yeah.
I've got a lot of very close friends in New York because I used to do records there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know anyone that didn't know somebody or was related to somebody. Everybody that I've talked to in New York that I know, and that was a sad deal. If it ever comes out and is proven, of course, these things take years. And
Oh,
years
decades,
and
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to pay for that crap. Somebody's got to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, that was too terrible
Yeah.
to just be pushed under the rug forever.
Yeah, it's different than JFK, because
Yeah.
JFK is one guy, but 3,000,
But I'm telling you this thing, man. If you could find, I wish I could find it. Maybe some of your people might know this, but you could just see the windows go.
Yeah.
And the thing's coming down right.
Isn't
on
that
top
Fahrenheit 9/11? Is that what? Or
Well, that
Fahrenheit 9/11?
yeah, well, yeah, they
documentary?
talked about that before. How, like, again, jet fuel. It's a meme now, but jet fuel won't melt those steel beams. There's not enough pressure or mass, or like those buildings were built to withstand something like that. They literally were built to withstand a plane crashing into them. So that plane would not cause that to happen. And then there was also a report that came out that like a couple weeks beforehand, there were crews working in those buildings, like in the walls, like basically
Wow.
probably installing demo charges
Mm.
in the walls, or at least checking on them.
Man, that's
You know?
scary. Just goes to show you too that, and I have some, conservative friends that would roll over in their grave there and me say this, but Republicans are not without their own conspiracies.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of that,
Donald Rumsfeld.
We're talking about
Yeah.
glitch. We're talking about
no, we can get
Mitch
to we'll
McConnell.
get to Glitch McConnell in a second. No, No, we're gonna go to the other side of the country, to the other coast, and talk about a little Republican club called Bohemian Grove.
Oh yeah.
You heard of Bohemian Grove?
No, I haven't, but I'm excited to hear.
Oh, okay, Jonathan, answer this question. Bohemian Grove is a secret compound in California where the wealthy elite plan out world events in a more informal environment and engage in satanic practices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a lot.
Solid.
B, Bohemian Grove is a retreat where wealthy individuals engage in unorthodox stress relieving activities.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of chicken and almonds.
Or Bohemian Grove is such nasty. Bohemian Grove is C, a retreat where reptilian bloodlines transform back into their natural reptilian form.
Definitely A. I mean, A and B.
Yeah.
Definitely A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely A.
Can you have an A without a B?
Well, you can't have a B without an A.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, I don't really know, but man, A sounds pretty convincing.
Yeah.
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 Even
It's,
for an old codger.
dude, it's just weird. It's inexplicably weird. Like, I get being super rich and having like no purpose in life because you have no struggle. That's, I think, a big reason why a lot of billionaires and a lot of celebrities are just so weird, because there's their life doesn't have any purpose if they have handlers that manage all of their stuff for them. That's why they get into like racing Grand Prix cars, or they get into like some sort of weird yoga or something, because they have no humanity. People, we all need something to struggle against because we have to have a goal.
Sure.
We have to have something to overcome. So like there are all these, when you are at that level, whether it's like generational wealth or whether it's celebrity wealth, like actor money or presidential wealth, it's like, dude, what else is there to really do that matters anymore? So I get like the fruity little things you can get into, but that Bohemian Grove thing is like, it's too dark to be like just a game,
Yep.
I don't know, and it might be, I could be wrong, but I don't know, it's just,
You're never wrong.
weird. I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quote
Never.
you on that quote. It's on the internet.
You're never wrong, John. Ever.
All right. What?
Jonathan.
That's what happens when you're sarcastic.
Jonathan, get that down for God's sake. Jesus. I hate you.
It's the most dad sound. It's the most dad thing I've ever heard BJ say.
Have you been waiting to show that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been
Lord,
sitting on
Jonathan.
this for like 2.5 years. I have been waiting to show this until we could have you on the show.
I
Oh
think
my
I think it's time.
We've embarrassed ourselves so
Oh, no,
much
that's
on
fine.
the
Oh,
show
yeah.
that like
I knew something like that was probably.
I have no online reputation anymore. It's shot.
yeah.
It's shot. I don't
That's
care
okay.
about what is said about me online. It's not real.
There's too many people who want to have that. Don't go for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play down.
Yeah.
You're doing good. Keep at it.
I'm doing a great job. Thanks, bro. Thanks, brother. The brother
doing
love.
good.
Yeah.
Brother love.
Brother love.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, I think we should do our troll roast.
Okay.
Let's
Was
do
there
troll
another
roast.
question?
No, well, yeah. I'm sorry. It was kind of a lame last question.
Let's burn through it real quick,
Okay,
then we'll get to troll roast.
Last question is: I am A, sane, B, completely insane,
Mhm.
or C, out of my mind to the point where there is no chance of returning to normal. What would you say? Speaking of yourself.
Oh, we're not speaking about you?
No, not me. Everyone.
Oh,
I mean,
crap.
I'm
All right.
obviously completely insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm the only sane person in a world of lunatics.
I wish I had those buttons that I could push BS or whatever it is y'all push over there. Push something to yourself. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Or how about this one?
You're fired.
Oh man, I got to get me one of those.
Yeah.
I need one of those for my bedroom at night.
We got all kinds of stuff on
I
here.
know.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got some good ones.
Well, I'm gonna say me. I think I'm kind of out of my mind to the point where I probably will never be able to return to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not insane, but I'm not sane either.
Yeah.
I know that I'm saying a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I feel pretty sane.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel pretty sane.
Pretty sane.
Yeah,
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
That's what insane people say.
Yeah.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Crazy people never think we're crazy. You know? We're
Which is
totally-
why I'm not on here. Usually.
Well, we're glad you're on here this time. Finally.
Glad to be
Seal.
Let's get on to the troll roast now. That was the last question. It really wasn't a conspiracy. It was more of a recap of
Now, what is the? I'm trying to get a handle on this. What's the troll roast?
the troll roast. So the troll roast is where we roast the trolls.
Okay.
That's where we go back over the past month, and I find some comments, some negative comments
Okay. All right.
over the past month that were left, and then we like to just bring them to light. They were left on our channel. We weren't asking
Sort of
for
a
trouble. We were minding our own
seagull
business.
flying over and dropping.
Minding our own
Yeah.
business.
Nothing
yeah.
to see here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Seagull, yeah. It's like a seagull commenting.
I hope you don't find any of
They
mine.
just fly over, take a crap, and fly off.
Mhm.
So then, as
So-
a method of catharsis, at the end of the month, Nick curates those and we read them
Nice.
on the show.
Love it.
Yeah. And it's
Love
also
it.
a warning, to anyone who maybe doesn't enjoy our content and decides to leave a comment. Like, you
Oh, that's
might,
good.
yeah, you
That's
might
good.
be
I
a
like it.
target of opportunity that we get to beat on, So
5 seconds. Of
You guys
Yeah.
are gonna enjoy this big time, big time. All right, troll roast. Here we go. Should we do some game show music? Let me
Oh,
turn
yeah.
this music down here. Let's do some game show music. Come on now. I'll pause this. Hit it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
So the first comment is actually by a gentleman. I think it's a gentleman named Kevin. He says, "May Jesus Christ strengthen and keep you all, guys, because it's because of you type of believers that the Most High God needs in these end times Christianity needs." Incoherent, but a compliment for which we are grateful. But Kevin, I have to say, we're writers. You need to try it again. You need to try it again. You need to do it. You need to not be medicated when you do it. And you need to let your prayer be done in secret.
Amen.
Okay?
keep it in the closet.
Yeah.
I think he came out of the closet.
Yeah.
Supplies.
Supplies. Next up is from Chantel commenting on the Brian Godawa video.
Oh,
He's a preterist, so he thinks the end times have already happened back in 70 AD when the temple's destroyed.
Oh,
It was a great conversation.
he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's a smart dude, and he's awesome. He's a lot of fun to talk to. Chantel had to comment.
Of course.
She said, "First, this man is boring. I am wondering about his salvation.
Oh,
there it is. All
No.
the time.
I am not going to listen to all of this man."
that is why I'm here. No, I'm not. Yes, I am.
I just loved how she framed this whole comment. She's like, "First, this man's boring. I'm wondering about his salvation."
Mhm.
How do
Is
those
that
things have
boring?
anything to do with each other?
Yeah.
And if she's really wondering it, how could she be bored? That sounds like something very non-bored.
She
to wonder
sounds
about.
very entertained.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't know that like being entertaining or not boring was like prerequisite to salvation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how they are in the Catholic Church.
I guess so.
Yeah. You're only saved if you're bored. Yeah. It's
So,
like those miserable psalms. They're so depressing.
so depressing. So the next one is extra special.
Yeah.
It's by a man named Ron.
Okay.
Go Ron.
And Ron
Oh,
says, and when the music goes out, don't restart it because I got something special.
Oh, okay.
Ron says, all I had to do was read the comments and spare myself all of his brainless, arrogant, and then a bunch of puke face emojis. Same guy, Brian Godawa interview.
Yeah.
Ron says, all I had to do was read the comments and spare myself all of his brainless, arrogant
Vomit.
vomit. And then he goes on to say, this falls on your channel.
Oh,
So
my-
why stick around with such weak-minded, irresponsible commentary hosted on this channel? More puke face emojis and a clown face.
Love it. Love it.
So I checked out this guy's channel, Ron. I went to his channel.
Yeah.
And
I did not see this comment, by the way.
Yeah, you didn't?
No, I
No.
think you got to this one before I
it
did.
was pretty recent.
Okay.
And Ron, if you're watching,
Hi, Ron.
Yeah. Hi, sweetie.
yeah, you shouldn't have come over
Yeah.
to
Love you,
play.
Ron.
We're gonna beat on you.
But I checked out his channel, and there are videos of Ron doing improv dances in his kitchen like a ballerina
Awesome.
Ron.
for all 5 of his
Awesome.
subscribers.
Mhm.
And since he insulted our channel and our guest, I'd like to share his channel with you guys.
Absolutely.
And just reciprocate. Here is a video we can all enjoy made by the great intellectual powerhouse named Ron. Please do not go to his channel and comment. We don't go and seek this stuff out, but they came here, so
Mhm.
we're going to enjoy it here. Allow me
Amen.
to just let's see here.
I can't wait to see Ronald.
I think you're gonna enjoy. Hold on, let me get
Go,
this
Ronald,
teed up
go.
here. And we don't have to worry about ads because it's not
Nobody will.
monetized yet.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
just
We're the only view he's probably had in months.
let's see. I'm not gonna see. Here
We're
we
gonna
go.
do him the biggest favor.
Let's do this. Here we go.
Oh, Ronald.
This looks exactly like what I thought it would look.
Can you
like.
guys still hear us? Yeah, you can still hear us. Here we
This
go.
is classic.
Here we
gold.
go. This is Ron.
You know, I think it's actually just Mark Chadwick.
Looks like Mark. doesn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness. Look at that form.
I know.
I'm actually kind of impressed.
I remember doing this after seeing the
Oh my
Nutcracker when
God.
I was 6.
Ronald.
He's a very
come back
brazen
to our
man.
Ron, you are beautiful. Yes,
Ronald, we love you.
I will
Ronald.
take your hand and go into the enchanted forest
I
with
will-
you.
I will. I was actually
Yes.
really impressed by that. So much so.
I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night.
Thinking
with
about
that.
Ron.
Oh, my God.
It will haunt my dreams.
Yes.
What
And-
a beautiful specimen.
I knew you'd enjoy that. I got one more for you.
Don't come close, Ron.
No,
It's hot in here for
Yeah.
I got one more for you.
the highway to the danger zone.
All right, Beej.
Yeah.
One last one. This one's for you.
you. Uh-oh.
Courtesy of our boy Ron here.
Come on, Ron. I've
You
been
ready?
waiting for you.
Here we
baby.
go. Here we go.
Mhm. Oh my goodness, Ron.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, a little Fred Astaire. A
I
little
remember-
dancing in the singing in the rain.
This Ron saying something about our guest being arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Something
Oh.
about clown face emojis and
Nice.
puke face emojis.
Ron.
Man, he is a
practicing up his
tycoon.
lap dance.
Yeah. dollar bills.
Yeah, man. I wish I could throw him some Benjamins right about now.
Some Benjos. Some Beeges. Some T-Bucks.
Notice how there's like nobody else.
Someone
the
send this
house.
man some T-bucks.
That looks like furniture I had when I was in college.
Mm-hmm. It may be the furniture that you had in
It
college.
probably is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Pat Riot has subbed to Ron. Pat Riot, don't be too ugly with him. We're only doing this because he commented on our channel, kind of in our house. Please be nice. But yeah,
Yeah,
Ron now has six subs. So
Ron,
Oh,
you got
doing
a
him
new
a
fan
favor.
in me, baby.
he just went up 20% in his sub rate.
You're welcome.
You-
Ron.
oh man, Ron.
You know,
So there we go.
doing
There
the
we
Lord's
go.
work.
Ronald,
Dude,
my
Lord's
hero.
I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I did immensely. Next up,
Oh, it's hilarious.
our next commenter is this is on a Gary Wayne video
Mhm.
by Mimnock67.
Oh, okay.
Mimnock says, "Poor Gary." This is a great
Oh,
comment,
yeah.
by the way. This is a great comment.
I remember this one.
We get a little excited when we get to interview Gary Wayne. He's like a big deal to us.
Yeah.
And
Mimnock-
Gary Wayne will like go for half an hour nonstop.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you kind of have to interject a little bit to like reset for the audience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that it doesn't just become like white noise to him.
Yeah.
You know? So anyways,
Yeah.
Go ahead. But we do get excited when we interject.
That's cool.
Well, Mimnock noticed our excitement. He said, "Poor Gary. getting your leg humped every time you walk into a podcast booth.
Yeah. I think I responded to that one.
I've been here for how long, and I haven't had my leg pumped once. Which one of y'all gonna do?
Write a book. Write a book.
Oh, okay.
Write a
Yeah.
book.
You write a book first.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's true.
You know, Mr. Grammy.
You're,
over here.
BJ is actually a good author.
He
I am.
is. Yeah, BJ's a good writer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
You've written some fiction, but you're also a phenomenal songwriter.
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Yes.
you're great, man.
Well, we can talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit. If you want.
We should talk about that
We will.
towards the end,
Yes.
actually.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. America Vindicta Show
Oh, yeah.
says, I want that
Yeah.
mug. He says, I want that mug. The Lacedaemonian shields
Yeah, baby.
were called in, what is it?
Aspis.
Aspis.
Yeah.
When I was on operations in Portland, Oregon during all the riots, I would give ad hoc classes on Thermopylae.
Mhm.
Thermopylae. Good talk, gents. Stephen Pressfield is my favorite author. This is on a Stephen Pressfield interview.
Cool.
And I'm about as obsessed with the book Gates of Fire as one can get.
Yeah.
I have listened to this book over
Sweet.
24 times on Audible or more. It is my recommendation that all men listen to it. That and the short book called Warrior Ethos by
Yeah.
Stephen Pressfield.
I'm
Also
getting that on Audible. I've read it, but I want it on Audible.
on Gates
Yeah.
of Fire or Warrior Ethos.
Well, I might do both, but definitely Gates of Fire.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
a while.
And shout out to American Vindicta, by the way. Like, I would like to. We've been trying to like figure out a thing to talk about with him, but he's a Marine, and Gates of Fire was on the Marine Corps Commandant reading list for I guess probably ever since the early 2000s. So it would be really cool to get him on the show and us do a thing where we talk about Gates of Fire. It'd be really neat. So
I'd like that.
yeah.
I'd like that.
He's got a good channel too. American Vindicta's got some cool stuff on his show, so we should check him out.
Let's see. Next
like it.
up, A. Baker made a comment.
Hey, Blinken. No, man, I said, hey, Blinken.
You're fired.
You didn't have to do it. You did it yourself. A. Baker
fired.
says, seeing Bill Clinton's portrait on Epstein's mansion wall in New York City was my point from the Bible to deep Nephilim study. Clinton has 6 fingers in the portrait.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I got a picture here. I'm going to share it with you guys. Have you seen the picture?
What?
Yeah, let me show. Okay.
Yeah, the picture of Clinton in the dress.
Clinton
on
with
Epstein
6
Island.
fingers? Oh, man, that could
Mhm.
get him in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, let's see here.
It's a lot of cigars.
It's
Jonathan.
He had six-
Oh.
There was a man looking for you. He had 6 fingers on his right hand.
Let's see. Let me see if I can. Let me see here. Have you seen this? Seen this? Let me.
Oh, he does. Look at that.
Where? I don't see it.
The 6 fingers is hard to see. Can you see my mouse here? Right here. There's yeah, I think so a little bit. Let's see. There's 4 on this hand. On this hand, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then there's this chubby part of his fist that makes it look like 6. I don't think he has 6 fingers, but I do think he looks stunning in that
Yeah,
blue
he's-
dress.
yeah,
That's
his
fantastic.
legs
He really
look
does.
great.
That is an actual portrait that was on the wall at Epstein's mansion in New York.
Man, those are
That's
some
real.
Nice gams.
Really?
That's, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's not like Photoshopped? or
No.
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 get
This
at
has
it.
been around for years.
Yeah, that
No.
really.
Yeah.
That's a thing from Epstein Island for real. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Speaking of Sound of Freedom,
Mm-hmm.
that's real. Kind of makes me gag a little bit
Mm-hmm.
looking at it.
I don't know.
You look
I think it kind of turns you on a little bit. You kind of into it.
I mean, those pumps.
Yeah. Right.
Seriously.
Yeah. He clearly does not skip leg day with those calves. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you
Yeah.
see the? Do you remember at Trump's inauguration? Bill Clinton is staring at Melania like,
Oh, yeah.
across the crowd,
Oh, yeah.
and
so
Hillary
jealous.
catches him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And he
so
looks like
great.
a whipped dog.
Yeah.
who just got caught.
She
Like
gives him that old brother kind of look.
She gives him that oh brother, and he doesn't. He looks at her briefly and just
He didn't
Mhm.
care.
looks away and keeps staring.
Oh, yeah, he didn't care.
Oh man,
He's like, what are you going to do? Run for president?
don't you know they just think? He's like, yeah, shut up, loser.
yeah. Yeah. Why don't you go talk to your dad, Aleister Crowley?
Oh, let's see. SW6156 says, I found Daniel Scott. Oh, this is on the Dan Scott interview.
yeah.
Faith in the Age of AI.
Oh, yeah, Dan.
This commenter says, I found Daniel Scott to be so obviously in a wonderful relationship with Jesus, full of wisdom and a deep reverence for God. Please let us know how we can hear more of him. Blessings from New Zealand. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Wanted to give a
Dan
shout
is top notch, man. I went to
Yeah.
his church for a while he was a preacher. He's fabulous.
He's great.
Deep, very deep. Great singer too. Did you know that?
No,
I didn't know that.
No, I'm
Really?
telling you, man, the dude can sing.
Really?
Like seriously, like soul sing.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool.
Oh yeah, you should. Next time you have me, if you do, you gotta have him sing something, man, because it's off the
Okay.
charts, man.
He was on about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we were talking about his book called Faith in the Age of AI. And it's just super theological. I mean, it's super
He
deep.
can get there. He can get there.
I was trying to keep it up at my understanding level. And he was having a hard time swimming in the shallow end.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
he was having like a Martha's Vineyard chef swim, one might say?
Not Dan Scott.
You think he was having a hard time?
Oh, I see what
You
you're
know.
saying. No, yeah. The water was,
Well,
Yeah.
You know.
A little deep.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
only
I
so
just got
deep,
the
but,
reference. Oh
yeah.
man, it's good. No, it's good. Sorry, I was a little
Having
slow on the
Martha's
uptake.
Vineyard moment. You know?
Just a little
Slow
too
on the
smart for the
uptake
rest of the
there.
show.
So sorry.
No, I'm just disconnected from normal people. I'm getting the motherfucker.
That sound believable?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Sorry, don't put that out.
I'm
I'm sorry.
Any more
You're
sarcastic
you are
lip?
the most intelligent person I've ever met. Please don't put that up.
W Gaines, you know W Gaines?
Put it
Yeah.
back down.
Gans.
W Gans.
Put it back down.
Just with that.
Little head poking up.
Oh my god. Who gave that to you? Can we just
I
get that out of the way?
seriously found it like
Yeah, I think
in a
Dad's had
box
that
of
for
like
ages,
all
yeah.
of our stuff, all of our photos, all of our old photos and everything that was in storage, which by the way would have remained in storage if after Mom died, BJ had not insisted that we empty the storage unit. So in a way, this is ultimately your fault.
Oh my god. Wow, talk about a mistake. That was a mistake.
I mean, come on, dude. How funny is this? Just your
It's
head stick.
adorable.
I'm just peeking over the
adorable.
edge there. I just want to see what's up. That's what happens.
Okay.
Boy, time has not been well. Time has not been well for me. Wow.
For any of us.
Time is
Nor any
harsh
of
to
us.
us all, brother.
W Gans said, obligatory algorithm comment that was created with neither artificial nor natural intelligence.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Gans-
W Gans.
Gans leaves those comments on he leaves one on just about every video.
Yeah, on the last, this is the third Illuminati Afterparty that
And I'm
He left
so
those comments for
happy.
us.
Like it makes me happy every time I see
he
it.
just goes to a random video and he puts that comment in just to help out, and he says the same thing. Obligatory
trooper, man.
algorithm comment that was created with neither artificial nor natural intelligence.
He's really cool too. He's part of our Patreon, and he sent us a really interesting article about the non-terrestrial biologics that the that the government has.
Oh, we got to talk about. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I gotta log in and see that.
Yeah,
we got to
it's-
talk about.
it's really
Let's
cool.
talk about that in a minute.
Well, I wish I had known. I would love to see that, man.
Do you? I haven't seen that.
It's a deep article. It's like I think it's maybe referencing a Reddit post that somebody had made who was like a scientist involved in the DNA and RNA studies of these things.
Oh, wow.
And basically just saying like ultimately they're non-biological and non-reproductive. So
No Baloney Mahoney.
oh yeah,
made a
What's up, man?
comment about Bill Clinton. Bill liked Manly P. Hall. And the reason I wanted to give that comment a quick shout out is because Manly P. Hall was one of the most, he was like a premier elite level Mason.
Oh, that's right.
He was super high up,
yeah,
super way, 33rd degree, but like way beyond that,
yeah.
like involved in all the Illuminati dark stuff, right? So Manly P. Hall is mentioned in Thomas Horn's book Zeitgeist 2025
Oh, okay.
that I just finished.
Oh yeah,
So no Baloney Mahoney. We got some stuff to talk about.
yeah, we
Right
do.
there.
Also, shout out to Cesarina Bello. That's Gabriel Bello's mother.
That's right. Mama
Uh,
Bello.
Yeah,
Good
Mama
evening.
Bello. Very sweet of you to be here. We really appreciate you stopping by and hanging with us.
Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, here we go. Here's a negative comment.
Yay.
I think it's Go-Go Shard.
Go Shard.
I think Go-Go Shard is the name of this.
Go-Go Shard.
Go-Go Shard.
I love it.
Go-Go Shard says, Wow. I thought you were for the cause of Christ.
Oh Lord.
I
Here
know.
we go.
Oh, God, here we go. I know.
Jeez Louise.
Now, Jonathan responded to this one.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
And
Now we're
Jonathan
talking.
said, as Christian men, we are. But the show is not but the show is not meant to be a ministry. Keeping it broader than that allows us to interview people who would normally not be allowed to speak inside of a ministry due to the societal expectations within the church
Thank you.
of what that shouldn't entail.
Good job.
I think that's really good.
Nice
Thank
job,
you.
bro.
It was a very polite and articulate way of saying STFU.
So good.
STFU GTFO.
Hey, do the not a ministry disclaimer.
Oh yes, we here at the Goslings are not a 501c3, nor do we obtain an LLC. We are not a ministry of any sort. We are just a couple of enthusiastic young men with a 6th grade education and a deep and abiding love for all of God's esoteric things. We do not take ourselves that seriously, and we recommend you do not either. Thank you.
That was marvelous.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's so
It's a thing of beauty.
From a legal standpoint, that could not have been written any better.
Thank you.
That's
You are
high
free
praise.
from
That is
all
high
liability.
praise. Right?
You are free from all liability. Good
Oh
job.
man, winner.
That is very kind of you, Jay. Thank you.
Let's see. I think this has to do with this is the last one. The Derek Gilbert interview we did, and he was talking about Nimrod and how they uncovered all of these, like those little bowls that were just like throwaway bowls. They were basically giving people essentially
Oh.
what was universal basic income.
Right. Yeah.
And DS Vance said, "That's ridiculous to compare universal basic income with slaves getting fed by their owners so they can labor. This is such a complex issue, and you toss out this trite piece of glibness as if it has
Whoa.
any relevance."
PG. Whoa.
Wow. You're being glib.
Glibness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I didn't know that was Tom Cruise in the chat. Yeah. You're being glib, Matt. You're being glib.
Yeah, glib.
I mean, by the way, shout out to Tom Cruise. He was right about what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But,
And I have
I
to
mean, he's
say
so
that
crazy.
if you're on a universal basic income, you are a slave being fed by your owner so you can
Right.
labor. That's what universal
Duh.
income is.
Right.
That's why they're making the comparison.
Don't be glib.
There's
just be
DS
quiet.
Vance is obviously a socialist. It's all about the universal basic income. The difference between a slave and someone on the universal basic income is that when you're receiving UBI, you don't have to work.
Mm-hmm. Right. And also, they're
You're
talking about.
owned like a slave, and you're expected to do nothing and waste away and just obey.
I mean, they mean it when they talk about you will own nothing and be happy, because they're going to pump you full of soma, you know.
Yep.
And then they're going to. I heard somebody talking. I think it was redacted.
Socialism.
Yeah, it is. It's the social. They were talking about how one of the elements of their plan is they literally want to put digital ID tokens in all of your assets,
Get out.
all of your assets. No, I'm just kidding.
I-
But like your
Nobody would put any kind of token in my asset. I'm telling you this right now.
there's a UBI, a UTI,
Consider me
a
broke.
UBD,
Consider you broke.
And
bro-
I'm gonna stay that way.
Brokeback BJ. No token in these assets.
No, sir.
No, sir. That's a highway to the danger zone. But they were talking about doing it in, like, putting those tokens in your home, in your vehicles, in like anything that is basically something that if the government needed to requisition or control,
Oh man.
then they could. You can only drive this far, you can only use your AC for this amount of time. I mean, they're already doing this.
They're already doing that
Yeah.
through the smart cities that
In
they're building in the
California,
UK.
they're doing a lot of that.
Yeah. So I mean, that kind of thing, man, is totally coming, and it's already being tested here and there, and it's only a matter of time. And I don't know if it'll require some sort of destabilization in order to implement it, whether it's a natural disaster or some sort of
Or Charlie Vector Take Two.
yeah
Oh, boy,
they've
that would not be good.
they've been hinting at that, or
Yeah, they're already hinting at that.
No,
They're already talking about the next one.
yeah
Oh my
yeah,
god.
this winter.
Seriously?
yeah. or some sort of.
That's why he needs to lose
Yeah.
next year. He needs to lose.
Well, when your vote doesn't matter, your vote doesn't matter. I'm just saying, look, here's something that they like. If you've ever heard the pen is mightier than the sword, it's not true, and I'll tell you why. You can vote at 18, but you can't buy a handgun until you're 21. So what are they really afraid of? It's obviously not the first one.
You know, it's funny. Like you could say that today, and people are like, "Yeah, that makes sense." The Second Amendment is for us to defend ourselves against the, tyranny. If our government ever, becomes tyrannical, like that's why the founding fathers wrote it. You can say those things today, and people are like, I can see that. If you said it just 10 years ago,
Yeah, you'd be a weirdo.
yeah, they would think you're tinfoil hat wearing,
A threat. They'd see you as a problem.
Oh, how far we've come. And maybe that's just because the over the window shifted so much.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all I got for the troll roast this time.
Nice.
What should we do next?
Let's pop over to the comments real quick
Go over
and
the comments.
just get caught up here. Gabby L had mentioned the Red Shoe Club with the Epstein Clinton painting. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. The Red
What is the Red Shoe Club?
Red Shoe Club is celebrities and upper crust elites who participate in the Epstein Island thing. They have red shoes that are made from the skins of children.
No.
And sometimes they put those shoes on children, and then they make little cardboard cutouts of them.
They dress them in sailor outfits. Nick. Okay, so now you're on board. Okay, that's right.
No, I just saw the red shoes. Right, there's the red
Fan-freaking-tastic.
shoe.
Oh, bosun whistle BJ.
Oh my god. This was a major mistake.
Bosun or
Wow, was this
We're
a
never
mistake?
getting our brother back.
Oh my god.
this is not a mistake. This has been great. You've been a lot of fun.
This has been the most fun we've had in an Illuminati after party forever. Maybe since we've started doing them.
Oh, that's cool.
It's awesome.
I hope the people think so because you guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, they've been enjoying it, man.
You guys are pretty cool. You're smart, great riders, all that stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did that sound believable?
Yes.
Thank you.
I was not sarcastic.
Okay.
Chris Caps posited the question: what color Power Ranger would Go-Go Shark be?
Go-Go Shark from the. Oh no!
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna put the camera on
Yeah.
BJ. If there was someone named Go-Go Shard, and they were a
Shard.
Power Ranger, what color would they be?
Go-Go Shard? Oh my gosh. Probably something like a
Taupe.
a violet.
Taupe Ranger.
Yeah, the Violet Ranger. I'm thinking violet with green and yellow.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it could just be the color of the rainbow.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rainbow Ranger.
Rainbow
Rainbow
Ranger.
Ranger.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Captain Equity.
That's right, baby.
And
Z
you
Fever.
get. and
Z Fever says, "I heard Go-Go Shart."
that's what I thought it was too.
That's what I thought.
It was
too,
with a
yeah.
D. It was actually with a D, but I think that was.
Oh,
I think they
okay.
were intimating that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That almost happened. Well, that almost happened to me last night at Logan's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
when I was
Do
with
tell.
you and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to be go-go sharded on my way to the restroom. I swear, man, at my age, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
The smallest thing can cause a lot of commotion.
Doesn't take much to upset the apple cart.
No, it doesn't.
If only those were apples in the cart.
The green apples. You know.
You feeling okay today?
Yeah,
You doing okay right now?
I'm doing better,
No good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
as far as you know.
Oh, Sherry Hooper.
Oh, nice.
Sherry
Sherry
Hooper.
Hooper,
What's up,
yes.
Mimi?
She's one of my
Mimi.
favorite people.
She says,
Yeah,
"Fun
she's
seeing
awesome.
BJ with you. Looks
Hi,
like he
Sherry.
was squirming in his seat after a few of your comments." Yeah, we had him squirming a little bit.
But he got us back.
Show Sherry my picture.
Oh
of
yeah,
when I
check
was a
this
kid
out.
That
Sure.
they snuck on here.
That's BJ.
Look at
when
how
This is
adorable.
3 years
Sherry,
old,
this
4
is
years
me.
old. Isn't that great?
What an embarrassing cardboard cutout.
This is one of my prized possessions. It's like the Winchester 94 25-35 that was my great-great-grandfather's when he was a Texas Ranger. My Jeep Bellator that mom and dad gave to me when I turned 18. And then this.
I love Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome.
Should we do? What should we do? Should we wrap it up?
Man, we got like dude, I want to talk about aliens.
Oh
BJ,
yeah.
Aliens.
You want to talk about aliens
talk
just
UFOs.
real quick for a couple
I'd
minutes?
love to talk about
And then can we
aliens.
get you back sometime
We
to
talking
talk about
about-
aliens?
Illegal aliens? Are we talking about?
No, we're talking about little.
Kinda
we're talking about UFOs. And
Okay.
We're
that
talking
kind
about
of
little
thing.
green men,
Okay,
not,
yeah,
not
let's-
little brown dreamers.
Whoa, I love it, but it's not appropriate. John. It's not that way.
You're fired.
Sorry. Okay. I'm done.
You know I don't speak English and Spanish, please. Do we have Mel Gibson doing that in Spanish?
No, but we should. Yeah.
So, BJ,
Yes.
did you see the or hear about the recent Senate subcommittee hearing?
I
this past week?
heard vaguely about it, but I did not see it on television.
It was very, very interesting. They had 3 witnesses. One of them was David Fravor, who's the F-18 pilot that captured, didn't capture image, but he has an eyewitness report of encountering one of these things as he was flying over the, Pacific near San Diego. The other 2 were whistleblowers that have come forward because there's been a whistleblower law that went into effect. So people in the military who've seen these things are protected from repercussions. They can come forward now.
Which is hilarious because the Biden administration implemented that in order to hopefully damage Trump. So that
Right.
whistleblowers will come out, speaking out against Trump. But
Right.
all they've done is come out with this stuff and come out against Biden.
Right.
And his corruption.
And it's
with
totally
his,
blowing up in
with
their
his
face.
degenerate crackhead son, pedophile son.
But one of the guys has been recording these numerous whistleblowers in the military that have encountered these different programs and the things that they've seen and experienced. And he was being asked a series of questions. I can't remember which representative it was, but she asked him if we have recovered any downed craft. And he couldn't give a lot of specifics, but he said yes. He said we have craft that has crashed and other craft, and we're actually, there are actually government programs right now, reverse engineering and using these. We have about 12 of them.
They've reversed engineered them.
Yeah, that's according to him. The most interesting thing, I don't know if this is true for you, but for me, she asked him, were there remains of a pilot found?
Yeah,
in these
that's what
craft?
my next question would. That would be my next question.
And he said there were. He said he couldn't speak to if what they found was a pilot. She said, well, he said, but there were biologics found.
Yeah.
She said,
Really?
were they human biologics? And he said, no, they were not human biologics.
What?
Yeah. So something crashed, and there was something non-human inside that they found with the wreckage.
It was an alien identifying itself as a person.
Maybe.
It wanted to be something that didn't exist. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy when you think about how, intertwines with the spiritual realm and the Bible and all that stuff. It's, it's hard to juxtapose all that together. It's an interesting conversation, but to be had at another time. But I honestly, even though this might sound crazy, I kind of believe this stuff's been going on for a long time. I mean, a long time.
Yeah.
Like even before Roswell?
Oh yeah, I really do. I mean, I'm getting way off base here.
This
but
you're in the right place.
When you think about, because I did when I was in Bible school, studying apologetics, part of what you have to study is archaeology. And they talk about the pyramids, and the pyramids is something that's really not explainable.
Right.
It's very unexplainable. I mean, you can explain it. You can explain what it is, but you cannot explain how it was made in the time that the carbon dating sets it at. You just can't explain it.
Right.
There's no way. I mean, they've put, how many thousands of people would it take to carry this stone, put it right here at this particular mark, at this particular angle? How many people would it take to lift it up here? How many people would they, and how can all of those people adjust it just as much to be mathematically accurate? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
how did they have that kind of how did they have access to that knowledge and technology in order to accomplish those things?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's aliens.
Maybe it is aliens.
Well, that's the theory, right? I mean, that's the whole ancient aliens theory, is that they helped them build those structures like the pyramids, and they had given them that technology, and that they're the ones that actually seeded humanity here
Oh yeah.
and have been watching us go. Which,
But you know what? Even if it comes with aliens, and I'm not trying to get all apologetical or anything like that, but even if it comes with aliens, you have to think to yourself, well, where did the aliens come from?
Yeah.
You know, especially if they're matter and they can crash somewhere and there be some non-biological matter there. You
Yeah.
have to say, if it's matter, it had to have a beginning. So you can go all the way back. People say, oh, it wasn't God, it was aliens. You know.
yeah, that was another thing said in the committee meeting. The guy who, when the questioners, the representatives, would say something to the effect of extraterrestrials,
Mhm.
he wouldn't validate that. He, at one point, he said there something to the effect of, I wouldn't say extraterrestrial as a extraplanetary life
Mhm.
necessarily, but they're these craft do traverse dimensionally somehow.
Mhm.
So maybe not extraterrestrials, but possibly interdimensional.
Yeah.
Interdimensional.
I think when they put on TV, the Predator and show him to everybody, until that point, I'm not sure people are going to totally buy into it. Because right now,
Yeah.
it makes much more sense that some, country, reverse engineered this somehow to make a weapon out of it, or,
Yeah.
that it's man-made in some way.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I don't think it. I think we're the ones reverse engineering it.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I think it's the U.S. 100%, because if it was any of our enemies with the capabilities that these things have,
Mhm.
going from 80,000 to 20,000 feet in a matter of seconds, hovering there for 3 hours, then shooting back up to 80,000 feet, which is space.
We'd know it.
They can go, a mile a second.
Mhm.
They can jam radar. They can make a right angle turn going Mach 1.
Mhm.
They could put a nuke in DC
Mhm.
without us. Our enemies would have done that by now for sure. There would have been some attack.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If the Russians had it, they for sure would be using it right now in their campaign against the Ukrainians. Who knows? Taiwan would belong to China at this point.
Mm-hmm.
If it were the Chinese. I think it's us. That's why we're only seeing them over our airspace, and they're never attacking.
Yeah.
But people are disappearing.
Yeah.
People are disappearing, and they link that. A lot of people, a lot of theories link that to these unexplained sightings.
Oh, and apparently
Epstein,
saying Jesus's name for some of these potential abductees has repelled the abduction.
There are
Yeah.
a lot of
Really?
accounts of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah. A lot of these abduction accounts
Yeah.
have been stopped. A lot of these abductions in these accounts have been stopped by imploring or invoking the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one reason Jonathan and I really, we lean towards the theory that they're demonic entities of some kind.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bible says that Satan is the great deceiver.
Yeah.
And if you're the great deceiver, you can deceive anybody into anything. You can deceive people into believing that God can't exist if these exist.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is
Exactly.
real if it's not real.
Yeah.
You can deceive people into just about anything, especially these days. And that means it's, playground for him.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. One guy that we really want to get on the show at some point is L.A. Marzulli, which would be huge to be able to talk to L.A. But that's his thing. He believes that the coming great deception that's mentioned in end times prophecy in the
Mhm.
Bible is this, that aliens have been our God all along. And a lot of people are going to walk away from the faith when they physically see with their own eyes, something hovering over the White House, or they're,
That's a good. I mean, that's absolutely.
I mean, it's a sound theory. It's a
Absolutely,
sound
sure,
theory.
Sure. Everybody wants to experience God, or they won't believe. They don't see something. They want proof. They want, which is the absence of faith. But I mean, that'd do it for a lot of people. That right there would do it for a lot of people.
When they saw something floating over, like an Independence Day, floating over, LA, floating over New York, floating over the White House.
Mm-hmm.
They see something.
But it always comes back to first cause. Now, if that's the case, where did they come from?
Yeah.
And whoever made them, where did they come from?
Yep.
See, in the end, Whether you're an atheist who believes that everything just came out of nothing, exploded, and we're this, product of some primordial ooze that was floating in space and blusted into a protein, and all of a sudden, and now we're here. It doesn't matter if you believe that or if you believe that there's a being that never had a beginning. Okay, let's say that.
Mhm.
Both an atheist and a person of faith are all going to always come to the same answer. That is, I don't know.
Yeah.
We really never know.
Yeah.
So you have to ask someone who doesn't believe in God or who might believe in God, what seems more logical to you? If everything has a beginning and everything has an end that's matter that we know of, is it more logical that something exists that never had a beginning in order to start everything, or something just came out of nothing?
Right.
And I'm not saying that someone would say one or the other, because then it would destroy the incredible leap of faith.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the question in the very end.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to let your brain work to come to that question? Because that's the only real fundamental question. Either something happened when nothing was there and then it was there, or something's always been around to start everything. Those are the only two questions. So you have to come to grips with those two questions. See what you think.
Well said. Well said.
That was the only thing that really gave Christopher Hitchens pause. The very same thing.
Really?
Of just like he couldn't reconcile this abiogenesis, this something from nothing state that we're in. And then, the other thing on top of that I think gives credence more to creation than evolution is entropy. Things break down over time.
Well, sure. Absolutely.
They don't tend to become more complex with time.
Everything's got an end.
Yeah.
Everything has an end.
Yep.
Including this episode.
This episode. No, but I agree with you. I think, and this is one reason I don't believe in evolution.
Because we have to pee and we're hungry.
Yeah, and I think that that we've been de-evolving. I don't think we've been evolving and becoming more sophisticated species as so much as I think we've been devolving.
Right.
And we're depraved, and that's the lie of artificial intelligence, is that hey, we can scale humanity and make humanity do more. Right, we can supersede our abilities.
We're giving up.
It's the next step in evolution. I don't believe that. I think it's the next step in our devolution.
Oh, it's the next step. It's a really bad stuff.
Yeah,
we got to have you back to talk about AI.
I'd love to talk about AI.
Yeah, and technology and how technology atrophies, because you were there when Pro Tools kicked off. So even from a
I worked
musical
on
standpoint,
one of the very first computer systems, Pro Tools in the Southeast.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to talk about.
There's so much potential. Gabby mentions, wonder what causes the UFO crashes, space fatigue, power. I tell you, it probably was the Babylon working thing. It probably, honestly, because I mean, here's a bunch of things that happen at the same time. Babylon working, and then we win World War II, and then Babylon working,
the nuclear bomb,
Roswell, and then Israel becomes a nation, and with the Star of Rem fan, so and then the CIA is created by Mossad. Same year, 48.
47, 48.
47, 48 is big. A lot of things happen. Bible prophecy, too. A lot of things happen.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, I think what Jack Parsons was working on with Aleister Crowley in correspondence.
L. Ron Hubbard. He was working on it with L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
Well, but I think there was a correspondence between...
between Parsons and Aleister Crowley. Yeah.
And Aleister Crowley's Hillary Clinton's dad. So
okay. Would that be awesome? Wouldn't that be great if that
they
checked
look very similar. You put
Wouldn't
those
that be
photos
great?
side by side.
All right,
Anyways,
let's talk about our books.
Yep, let's talk about books and let's get out of here.
Well, actually, let me get them loaded. While I'm getting these loaded,
You want to talk about the Patreon?
yeah, tell people about the Patreon if I can find it in here. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired, dude. There it is, right there. There, you talk that, and I'll get them loaded.
All right. So we have a Patreon, and we have several different tiers, everything from $5 all the way up to $100 sponsorship level, and tons of behind-the-scenes content, extra content, polls, full unedited interviews. We really created the Patreon so that we could protect the channel by being able to ask our guests all the questions that we cannot ask in the actual YouTube portion of the interview because they got us in trouble in the past. So we still are able to ask all of the naughty YouTube questions that people want us to ask, but we post that on the Patreon. And you also get access to our schedule. You get discounts on merchandise if you want like hats or shirts or whatever, stickers and stuff like that. Signed copies of our books, depending on the level. Book of your choice. There's a bunch of stuff. We poured everything we could into that. In the vein of like, if we were in your shoes, what would be worth it to us for each one of these levels? And people seem to really enjoy it. And a lot of people who are in the comments every week are our patrons, and it's a great community of friends. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely worth checking out. And all the money goes back into the channel. In fact, a lot of equipment that we have here today was purchased recently with our Patreon
with
money.
your support.
Yeah,
with
so
your
we
support.
really appreciate all of our patrons being involved. And if you would like to be involved, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to patreon.com/thegosslings.
That's right.
So
let's tell people about your book.
Yeah, sure. So I wrote a 7-novel series about the wars between the angels.
Very
it
cool.
is epic fantasy fiction, Christian inspired. It's called Heavenly Realms. The first book is up on your screen right now. It's called Heavenly Realms Empyrean Falling. You can scan the QR code. They're all available on Amazon and Audible. I would recommend, if you are interested, look at the Audible version. Look at the audiobook, because our narrator, Adam Burrell, poured his heart and soul into those, and he did a phenomenal job, and he really deserves the support. Especially, he had a medical thing not too long ago. So we kind of made a charitable donation to him with my portion of the Patreon money for that to help him out. But he poured a lot of work into that. So it's fiction. In fact, I'm just going to read like a real quick little blurb from it. I'm going to try and do this every time so that I can show you guys like what the books are about. This is when Michael goes, he gets really upset. The Archangel Michael storms into the throne room, and he's being cooked alive by the power of God because he hasn't gone through the purification rituals, and he gets interceded upon by the shadow of the Son, who is Jesus. And the Son not only protects him from the fiery burn of God's wrath, but he also has like a really great conversation with him. And they're talking about Lucifer and the inevitability of rebellion. Son says, Archangel, I've always been here. Free will is not sabotage of God's omniscience, omnipotence, or benevolence. It is a byproduct of it. We want you to choose us, and we know that you must be given the freedom to do so, whether you fully grasp its implications or not. Hence, the prophecies. We have prepared you all and given your soil the nutrients. Whether your harvest is wheat or chaff, we have chosen to leave up to you. That is the only way love can exist. You are not slaves. You are our children, and we want you to be fully formed, whole, complete, wholly in love with us. Far have you come, but farther have you to go. The journey is far from over.
Nice.
It's about the hardest part to write because it's the part where I had to tackle free will. And I mean, look, I didn't figure it out, like no one's figured that out in 3,000 years. I didn't figure it out either, but I took my best stab at it. So.
Well done.
Well
But yeah,
said.
I thank you. I hope everyone enjoys the books. Definitely check them out. I think they're primarily written for fighting age males.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of action in there.
Yeah.
Be sure to tell them that.
Yeah, it's very violent. If you're into like Braveheart or Gladiator or Lord of the Rings or something like that, then you will enjoy Heavenly Realms. Tell us about yours, Nick.
My book's called Henry Half Moon. You should buy it.
Cool. Good night, folks.
Good night. Henry Half Moon. This is about a college student in Manhattan at NYU who does not believe. He's not a believer, yet he's chosen by forces he doesn't believe in, taken through the spiritual veil to fight a new race of demon called the Al-Galim that have been plotting to usher in an ancient prophesied evil. He is assisted by his favorite college professor who gives him insight, also an angel of death, and his best pal.
Yeah.
And it's a wild ride. It mixes elements of Christianity, Greek mythology, and the occult. It is a paranormal urban fantasy for, really adults or young adults. But check it out, Henry Half Moon. A lot of weird stuff in this book.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, our
Weird
friend
stuff.
and fellow author J. Reese Bradley, she really, author of the Brumbletide series of middle grade fiction, she really champions Henry Half Moon. It's like one of her favorites.
Yeah, she
things.
said it's one of her favorites.
Yeah.
One of her she said it's one of her favorite self-published books
Yeah,
that she's read,
yeah,
which was really high praise.
yeah.
Good for
Fantastic.
you. Man.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
got a great channel too, JRB Live, and everybody should check that out. She interviews other non-woke authors.
That's right.
We like her a lot.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
Cool.
Well, I think that's all we got for tonight. We got to go get some sushi.
I know we're running late.
Yep.
This has been a lot of fun. BJ, dude, this has been awesome. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yep.
I love this.
It's
Be with
been
my
fun.
bros, man.
It's been
This is so
fun.
cool.
Thanks for that thing. I'll never do this again, but I appreciate you showing that.
Cardboard Beej.
My pleasure.
No, it's been
Yeah.
great. It's been great.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
John. Well, I love y'all. Anyway, y'all are the thank you, Jonathan. That's how I feel about this entire experience. Right there.
I love it. Well, guys, it's been great. Thanks for hanging in there with us tonight. We had a
Yeah.
great Illuminati after party. It was a
Yeah.
great conversation. I can't wait to go back and watch it.
I know.
And if you wouldn't mind, before you sign off, if you would just hit the like button again, just hit the like button
Hit it.
for us.
Hit that
would
like button.
really,
Come
really,
on.
really help. And
Hit the like button.
hit the like button.
Please
Yeah.
subscribe.
Pump those numbers up.
please.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Little Matthew.
Yeah. Well, anything
Yeah.
else?
Nope. I think we're done. We will be back next Sunday. Let's see. I'm trying to remember who we're interviewing next Sunday. Let me scroll down real quick. Stall. Let's see. Next Sunday, I might not. It's a little up in the air.
It's up in the air.
I know for sure August 13th, we will be recording our next fireside chat with Stephen Pressfield. So that is going to be fun. Everybody
Uncle
should
Steve.
check that out.
Yeah.
Uncle Steve, author of Gates of Fire and the War of Art, and a ton of other stuff. Definitely check out our interviews with Stephen Pressfield that we've done in the past, and tune in the next couple weeks where we will have one with him again.
Yep.
So in the meantime, we hope everybody has a great week. I think that's it. I'm Jonathan. It's Luciferi.
And I'm Nick.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And
I'm BJ, the big brother.
yeah, that's
Give me
right.
something. Oh, I didn't have anything.
Let's see. What's this one? Let's see.
I'm BJ, the big brother.
Scruffy looking.
How about that?
I like it.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
That's awesome.
All
All
right.
right. And we are the Goslings. Go forth.
And strike down the mother darkness.
Vertical punch.
Good night, guys.